everyone, what's going on? Welcome to Hang Out and Chat. And it feels weird doing one of these again. It's been so long, and I apologize for anyone who enjoys these Hang Out and Chats like as much as I do. Basically, in the last couple of weeks, I've been in Florida. So when I was in Florida, I didn't have the chance to do one of these. But I realized the last time I actually did a Hang Out and Chat was August 31st. So yeah, it's been a while. So hi everyone who's tuning in live right now or tuning in after the fact. Yeah, Mike here as always. Did you see that is the channel? If you've just come across my channel for the first time, welcome. Everyone is welcome here. And yeah, I hope everyone is doing good. And yeah, I hope you've got like a snack. I hope you've got something cold to drink. I've got a mega pint of water right here. And I think it's kind of fair to say that, especially with this. Yeah, anyone hear about the Amber Heard Johnny Depp kind of retelling into a mini series just launched on Tubi? Or Tubi, or however you say it. Yeah, I heard about that and I was like, what? I was like, it's only been like a month or feels like a month or 2 months ago, whenever that trial was. It feels like it was like yesterday, really. I wasn't really that interested in it, being honest with you. But yeah, one of those things, I guess. And yeah. Really, I basically found the biggest glass that I had in the house, and I thought, well, I'm going to fill it up with water because you know what you guys are like with this. If I'm by myself or if anyone joins in, I tend to talk a lot, and my throat gets dry pretty quick. So definitely got the water. Wish it was a beer, but I've got a water, so all's good. So hey, Roddy, hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And yeah, he says hey also. Hey, Roddy. Yeah, if anyone wants to join, feel free, drop me a message on Facebook. We'll see about getting you in the stream very, very shortly. Got Josh here saying, hey, Mike, how are you? Hey, Josh, I'm doing great. How are you? Josh was just on Z Talks on Thursday, literally just gone. So it was great to have Josh on there as well. So yeah, Josh, I hope you're doing well, my friend. And thank you for watching. Also got Soph saying, hey Mike, I'm going to try and grab you a t-shirt. So hey Soph, hope you're doing good. Thank you for tuning in. I know Jason Neal Millennial's live right now as well, and I'm live, and then Soph's partner Jason's going to be live as well very shortly. So a lot of live streams going on tonight, so you guys are being spoiled rotten. So I appreciate you taking the time generally just to watch me talk. And yeah, if you want to join, drop me a message on Facebook. I'll see about getting you on the stream, or just hang out and chat. That's the whole point of this, talk about anything and everything. But I appreciate the appreciate the shirt, Sophie. But I'm all good, honestly. But the t-shirt is pretty sick. And we've also got the viewer Drew saying, hey, what's up? So hey Drew, hope you're doing well, my friend. And he says, great news, everyone. Got the Blu-ray of Saving Private Ryan, and this may sound crazy to everyone. Haven't seen the entire thing, only part of it. Well, my friend, you're not the only one. I've never seen that movie, and I know everyone watching right now is like, this is the long running joke on Mike's channel. He's never seen X movie. He's never seen this kind of movie, which is very true. I'm not going to lie and sit here and be like, oh yeah, it's a masterpiece, but I've never seen it. So yeah, I'm glad that you got the Blu-ray. Please let me know, like next time you're on one of my streams or you swing by, you need to quick comment before you go. Let me know what Saving Private Ryan is like. I've heard obviously great things about the movie. I think it won like multiple awards. But yeah, just never seen it, my friend. So you're certainly beating me. Let's put it that way. I've also got Noran saying, hello, Mike, just dropping by, say hi. So, hey, Noran, hope you're doing good, my friend. Also, what is your favorite must-watch film for Halloween? Being honest with you, Noran, I haven't really got like a go-to movie for Halloween. So don't get me wrong, like I see a lot of people on YouTube do like Halloween specials, and they might do like every day they'll drop a movie, or like they'll do some big specials in Halloween. Last year I actually went like pumpkin picking for the first time, so that was awesome. Got to do like a video of that on my channel. This year I'm actually doing like an all-night cinema watch at like a cinema that's a little bit further away from me, so I'm gonna have a look to see, maybe I'll take my vlog stick and maybe do like quick reactions on movies after I've seen them. So I'm gonna see like Blair Witch Project for the first ever time, Wreck as well. I'm going to be watching that for the first ever time. And then I've got like a secret screening that starts at 3 a.m. in the morning. So that's how I'm spending Halloween this year. But in terms of go-to ones, I don't really have one. To tell you what I did watch the other night. That was Free from Hell, like Rob Zombie movie. That was awful. Yeah, don't watch that movie. Anyone who's watching live right now and thinking, oh, maybe I'll watch that movie. don't waste your time. Like, don't get me wrong, I've never really like studied Rob Zombie's work in the past or anything like that. I've seen his Halloween movies, those ones, from what I remember of them, they were okay. Didn't mind them. And then I liked Devil's Rejects, but again, didn't really pay much attention to it. I liked it. So this was like the first movie I ever paid attention to. And basically, when he's holding the frame like this, obviously someone sat still, like myself. The camera's like that, like all the time. And I'm like, the person sat still, like, why is this not a steady cam? Anyway, it just annoyed the living hell out of me the other night. So yeah, Free from Hell. I can't say to you guys to watch it. I really can't. So yeah, that is what I watched the other night. So haven't got an exact movie, but what I want to know from you guys is feel free to drop in the comment section down below. What's your go-to Halloween movie? And yeah, if anyone does message me on Facebook, I can't get everyone on, but I'll certainly see if I can get a couple of people on. So yeah, let's have a look who we've got. So we've got Q Reviews. Hey Q, how you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. And yeah, man, hope you're doing good. Thank you for watching. And we've got our first person out and chat, and that is Josh. Hey,
yo, Josh. How are
hey.
you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How are you?
Not bad. I've just sat through Catwoman, and my eyes are killing me.
Yeah. Why have you decided to sit through Catwoman out of all movies?
For a review, yeah, the things I do for entertainment, the things I do for people's entertainment.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, why Catwoman out of every movie you could watch?
It's one of the worst things I've ever seen, and I have a good idea for the video, so
okay,
that's why. Otherwise, trust me, I would not do that to myself.
Nah, I don't blame you, dude. I remember watching that movie, like, I think like a couple of years ago for like a second time ever. Because I remember the first time I watched it was like way like early back in the day, and I thought it was okay, you know. But that was like not long after it being released, and then I watched it a couple of years ago, and I was like,
it's so funny though.
Garbage.
It's so funny. The ragdoll physics, the stupid plot points. A cat burps in her mouth to give her powers. Like what? Like it's so dumb.
Oh man, definitely. I feel like Halle Berry was done rotten in that movie.
She was.
Yeah, man, it's not good. But I'm excited to see your review of it, though. I'm very.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while to make because it's gonna be a longer one. But
oh really?
Yeah, it's gonna be for a bigger one. So let's hope it turns out well.
Yeah.
So I've got some ideas. So.
Well, that's sweet, dude. I look forward to it, and I'm certainly intrigued to hear your thoughts. Well, extended thoughts, anyway.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. See what other comments we've got in here. Yeah, we've got a couple of other comments here, Josh. So we'll just go through them, and we'll see you. We've got Andy from Forgotten World of Movies saying, "Hey, Mike." So
hey, Andy.
Hope you're doing good. And then just said about you dropped me a message, so that's cool.
Yeah.
And Josh is saying Catwoman's all right. I enjoy it. So I think you may be the only person.
You're the only person on Earth who I know who enjoys Catwoman. You know.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone like say like amazing things about that movie. But you know, if you like it, fair play to you. I'm glad someone enjoys it.
There's some funny cuts in there. Dude gets kicked out the door. 10 cuts of him getting kicked out the door. 10 different. It's like you only needed one. Why did you go and then he lands? You did.
Who directed the movie?
Petoff. Dude called Petoff, who's a fashion designer.
Really? Wow.
And it's ironic because the fashion design in the film looks like shite. So he must not be very good.
Oh wow. Okay. Has he done anything else since Catwoman?
No. He's responsible for that leather suit. Because of course he is.
I mean, I guess like if he's a fashion designer, it makes complete sense.
He's very French. He's a very French man. So he likes women quite a bit from what I'm gathered. So of course he made it like that.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Who knows?
Man, I'm definitely not going to go back and rewatch that movie. So
Asylum need to do a remake of that. They got Blacksmith coming
That's
out.
right.
They need to do a Catwoman one. Maybe like Feline Woman or something.
I mean, you know what it is? All these years later, I'd be quite intrigued if he came back to do a sequel. I'd be very intrigued by
God
that.
no. God no.
But yeah, it's not good. Nora says, sounds glorious and spooky. Awesome plans for Halloween. Yeah, dude. So I was just saying before about I'm pretty much going to be doing like an all night, like a couple of movies at the cinema, like starting at like 10 p.m. to like 3 in the morning. So that's what I'm doing for Halloween. What's your plans for Halloween?
I don't really like Halloween too much. It's not my go-to holiday.
Yeah.
Like I will watch a couple horror movies I haven't seen yet. I watched Martyrs today, and that was
So yeah.
that was an experience.
Right, man.
I can't explain it. But it's an experience. I need to watch Bong Joon-ho's The Host.
Okay.
I got to watch a few horror films I haven't seen yet, so it's
Yeah.
probably what I'm gonna do. Otherwise, probably nothing.
Right. Hey, dude, that's fair. I mean, I think I remember, if I'm not mistaken, that the other day when we were talking about like disturbing movies, you or
Right.
Pete mentioned Martyrs.
Oh yeah, and then I
Someone
decided
did.
to watch it, and what a mistake! It's a great film though. It's great. It's just
Really?
really sadistic, like really
Okay.
sadistic.
And is it on Amazon, Netflix, or?
No, I had to watch it on a website. I know I'm a fraud, but you know,
Man, it's one of those things where sometimes you have to, you know,
yeah.
you
Especially if
don't
the
want to,
UK
but
doesn't, especially if the UK doesn't get any movies, you know, we kind of have to do that. So
yeah, it's fair. I definitely want to watch it. Like, I'm actually thinking of like starting a series on my channel where I like watch literally disturbing movies to the point where I can't watch them. Like, and that movie would be like, right, guys, this is the last one I'm watching, and then like before my
yeah.
takes too much. I've already been given like a list, obviously some like the video, and we were talking about it. And I was speaking to my partner Emma, and she was like, "Oh, you know, like this movie." And there was one where it was like an Italian movie. I don't know what it was called, but
There's a lot of disturbing Italian movies.
right. So I might start that soon. I'm not too sure about it. I've just got like, you know, probably like yourself, you know, you got like a couple of things in the pipe work where like, that's the priority as such, you know.
Yeah. Why is my phone going off? Leave me alone.
That's the one. Roddy was saying, don't watch
Sallow.
Sallow.
Bro,
That's the one.
I skimmed through it, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm watching Sallow now." I literally said, "Don't watch Sallow. It's disturbing, dude."
Right.
And then
Right.
you know what he did? He did it, and he curses me every time.
Yeah, well, you know the crazy thing about it is, man, about Sallow. Like, so my partner Emma was telling me about that one because I was telling her about the live stream we were talking about disturbing movies,
Right,
and she like, do you know what happened about that with the director?
Yep, he got murdered.
Right, and I was like, what? I was
You
like,
got run over by a car or something, I think.
Yeah, I mean, like no one knows the exact story. There's like obviously snippets being like the police investigated X thing or like X may have happened at the time, but like it's never been confirmed when I was researching the other day. It's nuts. So like that's Sallow. I'm still quite interested in watching it.
Yeah, it's a very let's just say it's a very creepy film. In the dialogue, it's just like the dialogue's dirty, but apparently the book's worse. Apparently the book is so much worse.
I've not heard good things. Let's put it that way, dude. Really haven't.
It's a rough one.
But yeah, I mean, I'll probably get to it at some point though. So says I watched Splinter on Shudder. Pretty decent. Have you heard of Splinter?
No, I haven't heard of most of the Shudder stuff. I'm gonna have to look it up because I have never heard of Splinter. Is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles part of it?
Nah, dude. I haven't heard of Splinter, to be honest, and I get sent some like Shudder screenings.
Oh, okay. It's got Shia Wingham in it.
I don't know who that is.
He was in Batman in Joker. He played one of the cops in Joker.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. If I saw his face, I'd probably know.
Yeah, this doesn't look like my thing.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Soph, and thanks for maybe the recommendation. You seem pretty decent. Yeah, I haven't heard of it neither as Josh. Ruddy says I gave up with Rob Zombie's Monsters. You know what it is? I don't know if it's just me, but I saw the trailer and that was enough to.
Yeah, the trailer was horrendous. Trailer was like
it looked like a really bad 2000 spoof movie, and I was like, nah.
Tell you what it looked like. It looked like you were going to Comic-Con and you just seen a bunch of cosplayers and they decided to film it. That's literally what it is. And it's oversaturated as shit. What is the color palette of that? Why is it so like bright? It's like I need my sunglasses to watch that. Like, seriously.
Yeah, interesting choice. I'll put it that way. Of like how he decided to shoot that, or like the idea behind it, or whatever. But yeah, Ruddy saying I don't like Rob Zombie style. Yeah, I mean, as I said before, you know, like I watched that Free from Hell late the other night, and I was like, this, like, I appreciate he's trying to do his own style, which I appreciate at least he's trying to make, but doesn't work. Yeah. Don't watch that movie, dude. Don't waste your time.
I haven't seen any Rob Zombie films, and I don't plan to.
Nah, don't. Soph says, Addams Family, both 90s films is my go-to Halloween and Hello Gals. Yeah, I've never seen the Addams Family movies.
I haven't.
Have you not either?
No, I haven't even bothered with the animated ones. Because there's like 2 of them. I know Snoop Dogg's in it.
Right.
But yeah, he's in anything these days. He was in Pitch Perfect 2. Pitch Perfect 2.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
The only good thing about that film?
I like Pitch Perfect. The first one I liked.
First one's good. Second one's just like, okay. And then third one's just shite.
Like, I feel like with that, like those movies, is like the first one had a story. The second one just went for pure comedy. And like so like obviously the first movie's all about like them versus like the boy band, or I can't remember the name of the band.
Treblemakers.
The Treblemakers.
Don't ask me how I remember that, but I do.
but no, I like that movie, and like the first one's obviously all about the Bard and Bellas versus the Treblemakers, and I was like, right, okay, cool. It ends on kind of like a note to like lead into maybe a sequel, and then the 2 sequels just ignore the Troublemakers like altogether.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you've built them up from the first movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's one of those franchises where did we need a third one? No. And then you decided to go into like some spy espionage plot with Rebel Wilson in the third one. Like, what is it with every movie and trying to be like a spy movie all of a sudden? Right. I know she's got a nunchuck license. You don't need to prove it.
Man, it's weird. It's a bit like The Hangover 3. Like that also goes very dark route as well.
Hangover 3 does not work on so many levels.
I just don't know how they went from 4 guys having a drunken night out to like the 3rd movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, stinker. Ruddy says my go-to Halloween film is Friday the 13th Part 4. Cool. I've only ever seen Jason X. I've never seen the Friday the 13th movies.
Oh, Jason X.
Yeah. To be fair, it's a guilty pleasure. It was all right for what it is.
I haven't. It's not my franchise. I literally started the first one, did not like it. It's not my thing. Slashers aren't really my go-to.
Well, not for everyone.
Nah.
One dude, and I think with the Jason movies, it's just like there's so many of them where I've heard like a couple of them's all right, and then the rest of them are pretty pants. So it's
I think most of them are, from what I've heard. Most of them are pretty pants, from what I've heard.
I mean, it's just got legacy though, hasn't it? So
yeah, that's true.
I got Pro Physical Media saying evening, so hey, hope you're doing good. Thanks for tuning in. Says Martyrs is a classic and must own on Blu-ray.
It's a great film, but I can't watch it again in good faith.
Really?
You know, Xavier Dolan's in it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna say anything, but yeah, he shows up for a minute. He directed one of my favorite French films called Mummy, and he directed a film with Natalie Portman in and stuff like that. And he shows up for a hot second. That's what I'm gonna say.
Man. Yeah, like I can't remember who it is, but I know there's a famous director shows up in Jason X as well and gets killed. I can't remember the name of the director though.
Right.
I know it's like a big time like named director as well, and they show up and get killed in the movie.
Oh boy, that happens quite a lot. I think they just hire directors and then they just kill them off.
I mean, if I was in a horror movie, I'd want to be killed off. I don't know about you.
I want to be the final person. I don't know, not the final girl, but the final boy.
Yeah, there isn't really many final boys or final guys, is there really?
No, because they all just get killed off first.
Right.
They just get like, fuck them, give it them.
To be fair, a lot of the time, the final guys would still at last, would they sacrifice themselves for the final girl?
Yep, that's true.
So I'm sure there'll be some point where someone's going to turn their head and be like, the final girl's going to sacrifice himself for the final guy. You know, it's bound to happen.
Yeah, but then there would be a Twitter uproar saying, "Oh, a woman sacrificed for a man." I'd be like, "Oh, bro, stop."
Well, depends how it's written, I guess.
You know what Twitter's like. Twitter just goes mental. So
to be fair, I only talk. So like we've got a comment here from Nolan Rad. Like Nolan's the only guy I talk to on Twitter. Because he doesn't have like other socials, so I have Twitter installed so I can talk to him to see how he's doing and stuff. But besides that, I don't like have it installed where I can see like all new tweets or trending. I don't check it.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Don't want to waste my time. But he's saying about it's up there in disturbing films. Eden Lake and Snowtown Murders, both gripping and disturbing.
Don't give me more. Don't give me more recommendations of disturbing stuff. Martyrs was enough.
Yeah, I've seen Eden Lake. Have you seen that one?
No.
Eden Lake. From what I remember, it was a.
I've heard of Lake Mungo. That's the only lake film I've heard of. And Lake Placid, of course.
Right, I've heard of Mungo and Placid, but I've never seen them.
Either have I, but I've heard of them.
Fair. Yeah, do not sure. You'll know a lot more of these movies than I mean. How many movies you watch in a bloody month, man's nuts. We've got Gareth saying evenings. Hey Gareth, hope you're doing good. Provisical Media says, I am yet to find a movie I will turn off because I consider it gross in some form. If it bores me, I turn it off, of course. Evening, Gareth. That's a way to end that segment.
I get like that sometimes. When I'm bored of something, I just turn it off and go back to it later. Like I've started like 5 different Netflix films that have just come out and never went back to them.
Well, you know what it is, man. It's one of those where like the other day, I think I messaged you afterwards or shortly afterwards. I watched.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
Yeah, well, I know you reviewed it, so I watched your review, and then I was like, oh, because I like yourself, you know, I saw the trailer. I was like, this looks pretty good. Big Ana de Armas fan, so I was like, okay, hell yeah, I'm on board. And I personally don't know a lot about Marilyn Monroe, but besides like a couple of things. So I didn't know until I finished the movie that it was based on fiction. Yeah. Because I don't want to research it before going. I just want to kind of go in, take it for what it is, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was like, I was bored throughout it. And then when it ended, I was like, so I've learned nothing.
Yeah. Like, it is fiction, but some of the stuff, they literally filmed the last scene in where she actually died. And it's kind of like, why'd you do that?
Yeah, I was a bit mixed on that one, to be honest.
There's a lot of questionable things on it. Literally, the Letterboxd ratings are like this. Literally, just mental.
You know what it is? If people like that movie, then you know that's fair enough to them. But for me, I was just like, it had a couple of good things about it. I think we agreed it was like Ana de Armas. The music by Nick Cave.
Yeah.
And cinematography, like it was shot nice.
It's the best looking film of 2022, I think, so far. I think personally.
But then at the same time, I don't know about you, so I wanted to get your opinion on this. It's like I don't get why in the movie it keeps going from color to black and white, because I was like, fair enough, that timepiece was like kind of, you know, a lot of black and white movies or transitioning from that period. But like the black and white scenes wasn't as if it was like, right, those are our flashback scenes, and then the colors are our modern day ones. It was just like
Mm.
you decided, oh, this frame we're going to put in black and white, this one we're going to put in color. Like, what do you think of that?
So for me, I think it's like when she's recording her film stuff, it is in
Mm.
black and white, which is understandable because
Mm.
that was a dark time where basically when she wasn't recording, she
Yeah.
was going through shit, right? But then it just changes to black and white for no reason. Like when she met Arthur Miller,
Right.
why?
Right.
Like I think it's where she's in the public eye as well. It's in black and white. Like when she was with Joe DiMaggio,
Mm.
Bobby Cannavale at the table. She was in the public eye. People were taking photos, etc. That was in black and white. But there's these scenes where it's kind of like, why is it in black and white? Not we won't know until Andrew Dominic hopefully speaks about it without calling. He literally only cast Ana
Mm.
de Armas because he saw her naked once in a film. That's literally the only reason why.
Wow.
And said that women of that time period were just well-dressed whores. So he's a questionable man when he speaks.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll not get too much into that controversy, but
No. But
wow. Okay.
there's a lot of things in Blonde. What it does right, it does like two things wrong.
Mm.
Sort of like it looks gorgeous, but it's morally inept. Ana de Armas is
Mm.
amazing, but there's pointless scenes in it.
Right.
Raunchy scenes which don't need to be there, you know? Especially
Right.
the JFK scene, like what
Yeah, I skipped past that bit when it started to get. That's all I'm gonna say for anyone who hasn't seen
Yeah,
it.
it's a very rough scene and it's kind of stupid that they had to put it in there because there was no fact to it and it kind of makes like think of it this way. Blonde, this is going to be people's introduction to Marilyn Monroe, right? Of this generation because they wouldn't know. What
Right.
does that say about her in this film? It shows that she was
Mm.
just
Yeah.
willing to do anything, laying around doing anything,
Right.
and makes her
Right.
just pretty bad. And
Oh.
that's what people are going to take away from this. Of like my generation, people who don't know Marilyn Monroe are going to think it's real and that it was fiction and that she's basically just a sleaze. That's basically what they're going to think. So it's just bad.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest takeaway for me of that movie was just I felt sorry for her the entire movie.
Right, yeah.
It seemed like she had like a troubled life. Obviously, I don't know to what extent because it's a fiction movie. But it's I mean, from what I've read up like bit research afterwards, it seems some of it was like kind of true to a degree. Yeah, it's definitely a movie I won't be watching ever again.
I'll watch it again for sure. I actually started it again literally the day after I watched it. Just to get like a final verdict, you know? Just in case I pick up on things which I didn't first time. But I was glued to it first time. I was like, okay, I need to watch this. I don't want to finish it because it's rough, but I need to, you know? And the video's doing well. It's nearly on 1,000 views, so it's doing well.
Oh no, definitely. Like your videos blew up, and I was like, wow. I was like, well,
Yeah.
I hope it does. Like, you Don't Worry, Darling also did massively well.
Yeah, that did well. Yeah, like if I keep going.
I think just with Blonde, like for anyone who's like watching this right now and thinking, should I watch Blonde? Is it good? Is it whatever? I mean, I left a review on my Letterboxd, or Josh did. Josh did a review as well.
I did a long one on Letterboxd.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've read it, dude, and I saw your review as well. I would personally say, form your own opinion. The only thing I'll say is it is a bit of a rough watch, and I would say it's far too long than what it needs to be.
It could have been 20 minutes cut out. Like I didn't
do more
really...
than that. More, because the movie's so slow.
Right, yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like I like a slow movie.
Yeah, same.
But there's slow, and then there's
Blonde.
Tortoise level slow.
Yeah, like there's like I didn't really buy into the mother relationship at all. The father thing was weird and creeped me out halfway through.
That was, I was not on board with that.
She says a certain word like 30 odd times within like an hour, and it's like, shut up, please.
But the funny thing is about that, right? So I was watching Blonde, and my partner was reading a book just on the sofa because she was like, she wasn't reading a Bible, but she's like, look, I'm just going to read my book. So I was like, by a chance I'm going to watch Blonde, right? So there was bits when that word said, she was like, why is she calling them that word? And I'm like, I guess because of this scene beforehand, and she thought that was going to happen, and then she's just associated that, and I was like, I don't know.
I think it was to do with like actually, I don't think I can say it because one, it's
I would
weird,
say
and two,
avoid the controversy here. We're not here for that.
yeah, exactly. But
But
yeah, Blonde is whack. But I hope you enjoy it more than I did. Even though I still gave it like a 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd because there are good things about it,
yeah,
but it's
I
just
think
so many wrong things.
you were more generous than I was, like, but
Yeah.
say if you've seen Blonde, leave them in the comments below. If you're going to watch it, leave it, and we'll certainly have a discussion about it. Basically, hang out and chat. You guys just pick a topic. We'll talk about it. Pro Physical says, I love Raul Julia and Angelica Houston as Gomez and Tricia Schumann and Adams family here.
Yeah, that's Adams. So.
Get you. And Q Review says the person in Jason X was David Cronenberg. Wow. Okay. I knew it was like a big name director. I just couldn't remember.
Cronenberg is he's a director. Okay, all right. Yeah, I'd say he's a director.
But he's still a big name as such, you know. So
well, I saw his latest film, Crimes of the Future, and that was something. There's a lot of. It's good. It's like a 7 out of 10 for me. But I just didn't buy into the characters at all. I love the world that it built. I love the sort of the societal discussions they have on sort of like the human evolution side of things. But the characters weren't as interesting as I'd hoped. But I still think it's a decent film. It just kind of leaves you thinking, what was the actual moral of the story, kind of thing. You know?
Yeah, so I remember when that was released in the UK anyway, it came to cinemas, and when it came to my local cinema, it was like one show in a day, if that.
Yeah.
So I didn't get a chance to check it out. I know Elliot from IMO Reviews did a review on it. He got a chance to check it out, so I watched like his thoughts. You didn't review that one, right?
No, I didn't. No, I did on Letterboxd though, but I haven't done it on the channel.
Right, because I always
I have to be careful with the footage I use because the trailer's pretty rough. So I kind of have to.
Right.
I'm probably not going to review that one because I don't want to get flagged. So
yeah, you've just got to be careful with YouTube, really, and I like it's like trailer footage. I'm always careful if I put any on, like what I'm putting on stuff. So, Pro Physical says Eden Lake, for any Brit in their 40s, is something we knew about growing up. Shitty groups within him and paranoid parents. That's fair. Yeah. I would love to hear your thoughts on that one, Josh. If you had a chance to check it out.
Yeah, I'll have a look. Let's hope that it's not as disturbing as Martyrs.
I've never seen Martyrs, so I can't comment. From what I remember, it was a good movie. Disturbing scenes, though. You know, I got Pete saying, "Hey, evening." So, hey, Pete, hope you're doing good. So
Michael Fassbender's in Eden Lake. Okay, I'm watching that.
Yeah, it's got a good cast, from what I remember.
Okay, maybe I'm not watching it.
So says makes it angry, the movie. And we've also got Esley saying, yo, what's up? Just got off work. So, hey, Esley, hope you're doing good. Thanks for watching. And yeah, also, by the way, I just want to quickly say that anyone who entered my Back to the Future giveaway of a 4K Blu-ray or DVD, whichever format you wanted, the winner was announced on my community tab earlier on today. So you can always check there. I have gotten in touch with the winner, but you can check. And speaking of the winner, it was To the Lens. So he says, hey, my stream. Glad that it won. In celebration of Spooky Series, what are your guys' top 3 horror movies?
I gotta check my letterbox now. Yeah.
See, the thing is, I've only just started using letterbox like not too long this year.
Yeah.
Like I think maybe when I started hearing about like you and a couple of other guys doing it, I was like, oh, that's like a really good idea. I wish I'd started in like back when. So like a lot of movies I've seen even like last year, I'm just like, crap, I'm gonna have to rewatch them to give them a rating.
Yeah.
Anything. So Josh is checking his letterbox. Just while he's doing that, we're gonna get back to this question. We've got Anthony Perez saying dropping a deuce at work, but want to drop by and share some love. So hey Anthony, hope you're doing good, my friend. Hope you have a good shift at work. And yeah, my thoughts are definitely with anyone who's in Florida right now with the hurricane that recently had.
One of my friends is in Florida, and it's kind of rough.
And are they okay?
Yeah. They're lucky that they're about an hour away from where it's happening.
Right.
Hour drive, so they're not
Get you.
directly hit. So
Get you.
it's
It's rough, man.
Mm.
Oh, definitely. We've got Noran here also commenting saying, Crimes of the Future I gave a 7 out of 10. Great sort of concept, amazing designs and acting, but definitely needed more world building. Okay.
For me, the world building was very strong, I think, and the designs were great. Acting was decent. It's just the characters, you don't really feel much connection with them. And it's kind of one of those ones where it's like, what was the actual moral of the story? Apart from, evolution kind of thing. You don't
Right.
really have that build up to,
Get
you
you.
know?
Get you. No, it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, like, Pro Physicals also saying that they didn't get a chance to see it as well, and they really wanted to. So, yeah. I mean, is it on streaming now, Josh? Or is it coming on streaming?
Yeah, it went on streaming. I watched it a few months back. It went
Okay.
but there is a screening at my cinema tomorrow, but I'm not going because it's late. Plus I've seen it once and that was enough. But yeah, there's scattered screenings.
Get you. Oh, well, sweet, dude. Well, I hope you get a chance to check it out again, or like hopefully it gets re-released again, and I'll actually go check it out. But yeah, I will just back to this question. What Christian was asking about our top 3 horror movies.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I've got like top 3 personally. I could maybe tell you like 3 I've like recently enjoyed, I guess, or like recently seen. But Josh, have you got any top of your head?
Yeah, I've got my letterbox list. I only like 24 horror films, believe it or not.
Okay.
Out of like the hundreds I've seen. I'm not a horror guy, but I think Titane is at number 1. Titane is just perfect. I don't care what anyone says. We're All Going to the World's Fair is probably number 2, and then either Possession or The Witch at number 3, I think. Either one of those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Some that Titane. So I know Noran just reviewed that today, but I haven't had a chance to check out the review yet. I've never seen that movie, but I think it's on my 100 list. So
it's an experience. don't look up anything about it. You will have the best time. It is so messed up, but you'll have the best time.
I've heard. Yeah, well, that's some cool choices, man. I would say recent ones that I've seen that I've enjoyed is, have you seen Barbarian yet?
Yes.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I had to do it a sneaky way because England, being England, but it was a great film nonetheless. I think it has very interesting themes. That's what I'm going to say.
Like I thought it was quite an interesting movie. Like I saw it in America when I was there because it was on at
lucky.
I was meeting up with Anthony Perez, and he's like, "Oh, we should go see a movie." And I was like, "Hell yeah, I'm down to see a movie." And it was like either Minions, and I was like,
"No,
no, it was that
Little Yellow Bastards." No.
Hey everyone, am I back live now? Let me know if you guys can see me again. Let me know, and I'll tell you exactly what's just happened. Not sure if this is live still. Oh, it is. Okay, awesome. Right, sorry about that.
I thought it was my internet when it was yours.
So, you know what it is? I can't explain what's just happened. right?
No.
So here I was just about to explain a story,
Yeah.
and it wasn't even my internet. Literally, on my on the actual screen of my phone, it went
Right.
all purple and kind of like very glitch, like almost as if like like suddenly you've been hacked. Like literally, that came on. My phone went like all that purple, black, and then the iPhone logo came up and like to restart itself.
I've had that with my computer a few times. It's crashed when downloading for like literally. I was exporting a video a while ago, and the power
but
cut
on your
went
phone, no?
off.
But
No,
on your phone,
but I don't have an iPhone anymore. I have Android. I have
right?
Google phone. But with my computer, which is Apple, it was a Mac. It literally, I recorded audio, and then we had a power cut, and then I lost the entire thing.
Wow. Man, it's weird. Like I said, I generally can't explain it. I've never had that happen on my phone before, ever. Like you have it when it blacks out and it resets itself, very rarely, but never that. I was like, someone hacked my phone.
Apple products can get quite laggy, from experience.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, like I know that, but I've never had it where it's just black, like went as if it's been hacked and then just blacked out. Like, I don't know if it's a new. I don't know if it's a new update. I didn't know. But yeah. So, anyway, what I was saying about Barbarian is when I went to meet Perez, it was either Minions, Bodies, or Barbarian, and I was like,
and you don't like two of those. You don't like two of those.
That Bodies is awful. Like I appreciate that. Like it was like the iPhone, like kind of torch and stuff for light. Like I get that, but like movies, like shot way too dark. The comedy didn't really land. Like Pete Davidson, like, I like him, but wasted in the movie. And oh man, I could go on and on about that movie. I'm not going to. I'm not going to go there.
I liked it though.
I know. I saw your review. You said that you found it funny.
Its discussion on like social media influence and stuff is quite funny, and words like gaslighting and silencing, that was cringe. But I loved Rachel Sennott in the film. She's brilliant. She was the one in Shiva Baby. She played the one who's on coke all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. The one with the boyfriend who was an army vet. Yeah, she was hilarious.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it more than I did, dude.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
You might like it next time. You don't know. You might like it.
Well, that's it. On a rewatch maybe, but after seeing it the other day, I've got no intention to rewatch.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Better than Minions, I guess.
Right.
For you.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't even know at this point, to be honest. I would say probably better than Minions, yeah, but that's not really much in my books, to be honest.
No. Not in mine either. Right at the bottom of the list.
Yeah, but if you guys have got other top favorite horror movies, leave them in the comments below. As mentioned, Barbarian, really enjoyed that one. I think it's because I had no expectations going in. I heard it was like people dubbing it like this year's Malignant, and I hated Malignant, so I was like, oh no, here we go.
But I've got the Blu-ray of Malignant. It's a movie. It's funny, unintentionally funny at points. It's so whack, man. It's so whack. But I have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I'm glad you do. And I know there's like a fellow YouTuber, Cinematic Tendency, like he loves it. And he's always on like, oh, Mike, you should rewatch it and stuff. I'm just like, nah.
Don't get me wrong, I don't love it. It's got a lot of problems, but it's just so much fun, and it's stupid. You've been a bad boy, Gabriel. Like that line is just like,
yeah. Dude, nah. Roddy said I didn't like Blonde.
Yeah, he told me about that. Yeah. We were talking about it in Discord a few days ago, and we were like, "Yep, it's definitely a movie, and it's not a good one, not a great one."
Right. Yeah, like we were sharing our opinions before on it as well, so I'm
Yeah.
glad like someone else's opinion on it. We've got quite a few comments, so we'll see if we can get through some here. Pro Physical says, honestly, any serious film fan will see a film known by a celebrity and have used to do their research. Yeah, talking about Blonde here. Yeah, I think it's best to just watch it yourself, form your own opinion, and do some research. That's what I was doing. Noah said I watched Hocus Pocus 2 yesterday. Noah's near as good as first. It was okay. We'll totally rewatch it. Haven't seen any of them. Have you seen them, Josh?
Yeah, I watched them both literally 3 days ago. First one's so stupid, but I had fun with it. And then number 2 is dog shit. I did not like number 2 at all. I literally gave number 2 a 1.5 on Letterboxd.
Wow. Okay.
And then number 1 is a 3 out of 5. So it was stupid, but
yeah, I haven't been in a rush to like watch them or like obviously the first one for like a first time watch as well.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Nah,
you don't need to.
I've heard they're like mediocre at like absolute best.
Mm-hmm.
Unless obviously people was watching when they were young and like people love them for that reason. But yeah, not
number 2 just uses boomer humor, and boomer humor pisses me off because it's very much just like, oh, what is this? Oh, that's a phone. Look how you use a phone.
Right.
And then they literally have selfies in it, and it's like, stop.
I think where that kind of humor works is if you've ever seen Cobra Kai.
No, I'm not wanting to watch Cobra Kai. If I'm honest.
You're missing out, dude. Really,
there's so many seasons now. I can't get through it. I don't think, especially my attention span.
So it's not bad, but it's not for everyone, you know. We've got Roddy saying, "Love how in Blonde they comment on the fact that Marilyn felt such in, and the director is all women from the 50s."
That's literally what I just said. Yep.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a tough one anyway. That's all I'm going to say about Blonde. Pro Physical says, my local cinema didn't get Crimes of the Future as they wanted to really say it, so it annoyed them. Yeah, sorry, I read that one up.
Yeah, we read that one.
Julian said, did you guys get a chance to see Barbarian? Yeah, we are just going about that before. John, so hey John, have you guys seen Four Lions? And he says, amazing film.
Yep, it's funny. It's so funny.
I've heard good things.
It got banned in the UK though. Well, in certain cinemas, because it's about these.
Is it a controversial one?
Yeah, it's about these terrorists, but they're really bad at their job. And it's just
we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, Riz Ahmed's in it. It's funny. It's just so stupid. It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll leave it at that. But I mean, I still want to watch it because I've heard like good things about it. But yeah, we've also got two lens. Are you guys excited for Del Toro's Pinocchio? Funny that we have two Pinocchio movies released in 1 year. Didn't even know about this.
Yeah, it's Netflix.
Oh, really?
And it's stop motion, which I'm really happy about.
Okay, that sounds like it could be all right. But no rush. Let's have a look. Got Exploitation Reviews in. Hey, also, hey, hope you're doing good. It says, I agree, Bodies was mostly a miss for me. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it's saying the same for myself. Josh enjoyed it more than us two, though, by the sounds of it. And don't care about Hocus Pocus, but I'm excited to see Two Witches. Is that the Witches sequel? Have you ever heard of it?
I hope not. I hope there's no sequel to that.
Well, I hope not. But
I know Mr. Bean's in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think Rowan Atkinson's in it.
Let's have a look.
I think he is.
Yeah, I'm just on Google on my laptop here, so that's why I might look a little bit off screen here. I've never heard of Two Witches. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. Well, it's currently got a 7.8 out of 10.
Yeah, I think they did a big Blu-ray release for it a little while back.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for thanks for that. Yeah, looks interesting, to be honest. I know nothing about it. I don't think Josh does either, to be fair.
No, I haven't seen it, but I know of it. I know Angelica
Okay.
Houston's in it, but I don't know. I'm Mr. Bean, but don't know anything else about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I like both of those, and obviously they were in The Witches originally, so Pete says 403 billboards. I know a lot of people like that. Yeah, I remember seeing that in the cinema. I really enjoyed it from when I watched it, and I've got it on 4K as well. I haven't rewatched it yet though, but I remember seeing it in the cinema. Have you seen this one, Josh?
Yeah, I've seen it like 3 or 4 times, and it just gets better with every rewatch.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
I love it. It's so good.
Nice. Yeah, I've only seen it the once, so you've seen it more than I have. Anyway, what have you rated it on Letterboxd?
5.
Wow. Okay.
It's that good, yeah.
Wow.
It was one of those ones where it was getting Oscar buzz, and I was thinking, what is this? And then I watched it, and I was like, yeah, it deserves it.
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell just nails it. He steals the entire thing for me.
Mm.
And it's funny too. It's so funny.
Yeah, it definitely has its moments from what I remember.
It's dark humor, but it's funny.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Have you seen it, Pete? If so, let us know what you think of it. But yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely rewatch it. Pro Physical says, I love A24 and I get the movie, but it was so cringe. Oh, 100%. And a lot of like the lines they were saying, I was like, it's gonna be dated in like a year's time, if that. But
they are gonna be dated within like 4 months, I reckon.
Yeah. Literally. I also really enjoy Hocus Pocus 2. It's cringy parts well because something laughs from the film. Yeah, well, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I think it's going to be one of those where it connects with some people more than other people. Again, I think especially if you've got like nostalgia for the first one, I would say. But
I literally only watched Hocus Pocus, the first one, a day before number 2 came out, so it's not like I had any nostalgia for it. So.
Right. Yeah, it's like that for like when Top Gun Maverick came out. I watched the first one like literally the day before the new one. And people's like, "Oh, it's an amazing movie," and I'm like,
"It's not. It's kind of dated, very dated."
Yeah. So I've had a feeling like yourself, like if I watched Hocus Pocus, I would be like, meh. Whereas people just like, it's amazing, it's a great Halloween movie, and I'm like,
Is it?
Right. That's my thoughts on it. But anyway, I'm glad Pro Physical. I'm glad you enjoyed that one. 2, which has been released by Arrow. Okay.
Oh, we're definitely not thinking of The Witches. We're thinking of
no. 2, which is it's a different one. Looks like a horror movie. I'm not sure though. And Pete says, what highly regarded films would you class as overrated? Oh, okay.
I have one, but it's
Is it a hot take?
Yep. Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Best Picture nom for Black Panther. When Beale Street Could Talk had the same themes and was better.
I'm pretty sure I saw that Beale Street Could Talk, actually.
It's one of my favorite films ever. Like, honestly, the score should have won that year as well. But I don't mind Black Panther. It's just overrated as anything. But number 2 looks so good. Number 2 looks like it's going to be a beast of a film.
Yeah, I enjoyed Black Panther for what it was, like when it was released, and I still think it's a good Marvel movie. But I think, like, don't get me wrong, I think, like, culturally, like, a cultural impact as well. Like, it did, like, a big cultural impact.
Yeah, exactly. I love what it represented. I love what it represented. But at the same time, they were better movies the Academy could have gone with that year, let's be honest.
Right.
Like, 7 Oscar nominations, especially in sound editing.
Right.
What?
Yeah, I don't think it deserved all that hype, personally. I think I've got to agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Again, I can respect what Marvel and like for like the cultural significance that it had, but I just don't think it was like I've never gone back and revisited it. So So I think it kind of says stuff if we don't go back and revisit movies, you know.
And the PS2 fight at the end was quite funny. And that won the BAFTA for visual effects, you know that?
Really?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, it won the BAFTA. And it
Nah.
won over Ready Player One, Endgame, no, Infinity War.
Nah.
First Man it even won over.
So here's a movie that I think's overrated, and I don't know if you've seen this one, Josh. So I heard so much good stuff about Goodfellas. And
I agree with that one.
I heard so much good stuff. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's an amazing movie, amazing cast." And so I looked up the cast, and I was like, "Oh wow, like yeah, it is." And like when I was watching it, I felt like I was falling asleep. I was bored.
It's average.
Thank you.
It's average. I liked it, but is it the best thing ever? No. Scorsese has done so much better. Taxi Driver, Wolf of Wall Street, so many better movies than that. And people somehow just go to Goodfellas all the time.
I don't get the hype for it at all. Maybe I might need to rewatch it, but
yeah, me too.
I think I've just got no intentions to, you know. But yeah, I mean, thanks for the question, Pete. And yeah, if anyone wants to join me and Josh here and just talk about anything, drop me a message on Facebook. See about getting you on. Pro says time to top on another stream, but I'll just keep the view channel for you, Mike. So yeah, well, thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate you and all the comments you left as well. And yeah, great to meet you. Tulen said I heard Robert Eggers Nosferatu remake still in the works with Bill Skarsgård said to play vampire along with Lily Rose Depp. Yeah, because I heard that another actress was meant to be the lead, but there was scheduled.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
That's the one. Yeah,
because she's filming Furiosa. I think she's still filming Furiosa.
Oh shit!
So,
right, get you.
I believe she's filming it.
Yeah. So yeah, I know nothing about this Nosferatu remake. I don't think I've never seen the original. So, but I mean, good cast. Bill Skarsgård as well. Lily Rose Depp would be an interesting choice. So, yeah.
Robert Eggers is 3 for 3 right now. The Witch, The Lighthouse, and The Northman. He's 3 for 3. So I'm expecting this one to be good as well.
Yeah, I think he's got definitely different rating than I've got for him.
Yeah, he's a perfect director for this. He knows how to handle dark material, and Nosferatu is definitely dense and dark.
Right.
Sort of like The Northman was, sort of like The Witch was, The Lighthouse. So he kind of knows how to weave that. And Lily Rose Depp, she's great. And Bill Skarsgård as well. So
right.
Look forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, for Robert Eggers, my favorite of his is The Northman currently. So yeah, I mean, I'm interested. I'll certainly check it out when it comes out. Like me and Josh, big movie guys, so we'll be there, you know.
Yeah. I'll be there day one.
Right, we've got Radley Stark. So hey, Radley, hope you're doing good. Says hi guys. I'd like to know if you had a born arrow, which actor would you give an arrow in the head and why?
Oh God,
Melissa
really?
McCarthy. For me, Melissa McCarthy. Not to say she can't act, but she's in the same movies all the time to the point where generally it comes across like she can't act. So that's it for me. Josh?
One of them would be Nicole Kidman because she shows up everywhere. She's literally 9 out of 10 films. She's in it for me. Like literally, I watched Killing of a Sacred Deer, and then I watched The Northman, and she was in that. Then I watched Lion, and then she showed up in that. Like,
what do you think of Lion?
It's pretty good. I haven't seen it for a long time though.
Right.
But I remember it being alright. I don't actually remember if I rated it though on Letterboxd.
I need to give it a rewatch. I literally have the Blu-ray like up there as well.
It was pretty good.
I remember seeing it in the cinema.
Yeah.
And I remember it was like when I saw it in the cinema, I was like, wow, like I actually shed a tear at the end. So I definitely need to do a rewatch.
Yeah, it's a sad movie. It's pretty sad.
Right. Yeah, gotta agree. Radley also says I would class all Star Wars movies as insanely overrated.
Ouch. My heart crack.
That is a hot take if there is ever one. I mean, I can get why some people would probably think that for sure. I think it's one of those against Star Wars. Like, if it's either you really love them, like you don't. Really, I really enjoy them. Josh seems to.
Revenge of the Sith is the funniest one. Revenge of the Sith is so funny to me. Like, I can't help but laugh at it.
I haven't seen that movie since 2005.
Oh, really? I've got the hold on, let me grab them. I've got got some of the 4Ks. I'm only missing 3 of them, but I've got
Oh wow! Okay.
them right there. Solo looks like trash. Looks no different to the Blu-ray. Revenge of the Sith's funny. Rogue One's probably the best Disney one they've done.
Right.
Like, for sure. The original trilogy, obviously. And then I got The Last Jedi because, like, I don't know.
I don't mind The Last Jedi, to be honest.
Yeah, there's interesting things in it, but the execution is just like Canto Bite.
Yeah, definitely some choices I think should have been
and
made.
Leia with the like launching forward. I was like,
but exactly. Exploitation says Goodfellas is amazing. Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed
a lot of people think that, but I don't blame you. But it's just not my. I'm not a fan of gangster films either. I'm very particular in what I like, but gangster films just reminds me of England too much sometimes, especially around southeast.
I think like with you, Josh, I think I'm with you on that one. Like some gangster movies I really like, and then some like Goodfellas, I'm just like, nah. Riley says I also think the Die Hard movie suck donkey balls.
Well, the last one definitely does. That one died hard, didn't it?
That is the only one I've seen of that franchise.
What a bad way to start.
Right. So the
Bruce Willis homing it in.
Well, the funny thing is, right, is there was a couple of years ago, they were showing the first Die Hard movie at the cinema for like obviously
they were.
And so I had a ticket booked and I was like, wow, great. Like, you know, what better way to see Die Hard than on the big screen, right? So I remember I got to the screening and I got there like 15 minutes early because I was like, you know, I want to get the experience. I want to see if there's any trailers before it. So I got there. And as soon as I got in, it was quite warm in the cinema. So, you know, obviously after a little bit, it's going to start getting really warm, right? So I was like, so here I was starting to get a little bit of a headache, sweating a little bit because obviously everyone it was that warm. People went out to the cinema staff, said like, look, can you put the aircon on, etc. So got to the time, the movie was about to start. About 10 minutes in was like, you know, when you go in the cinema early and they've got like their own screen on, like, not even the advertisers going, just like their own screen being like, audio.
That last, I timed it 12 minutes and 48 seconds.
Right.
I've been so many times I was bored and I timed it.
So, right. Wow. Okay.
I tend to have my headphones on during adverts, during like the McDonald's adverts, etc., and then take them off when the trailers start. And then I've got like 8 more adverts of them just promoting buying popcorn.
Pretty much, yeah. No, it's true though. So so like when I went to see Die Hard, it was that screen exactly that 12 minutes 48 seconds on. So that one was on, and then obviously I was like, well, it was only like 15 minutes, so like the trailer should have been playing at this point, come to kind of a close. They still went on. So someone went out and was like look what's going on. The cinema staff was like a bit clueless. They were like, we don't know what's going on. Should we play it? And then like it got to the point where it's like 20 minutes at that point, or 25 minutes when it started. It should have trailers should have finished. It still hadn't started the trailers, and it was at that point it was boiling in the cinema.
Oh god!
So I thought
very fitting for the film.
Right?
Very fitting for the film.
So I literally at that point I was like, screw this! I walked out the cinema. So I still haven't seen Die Hard to this day.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus now, I think. Die Hard.
I don't have Disney Plus.
Oh.
But to be honest, there's never been anything that I really want to watch on it.
That's fair.
Like I haven't watched the
Marvel shows or anything.
Well, I haven't watched the latest two, like Miss Marvel and She-Hulk.
Yeah, you don't need to do that.
Nah. Well, exactly. Like when I saw trailers for both of them, I was like, I've got no interest in either of them.
Mm.
So I was like, well, why am I going to sign up for Disney Plus for?
Yeah, it's gone up each month. It went
Mm.
from $6.99 to like $8.99 now a month, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why? So that you can fund She-Hulk and bore me to tears with it? Like,
Yeah, like I haven't heard great things about it, like either of them, like at all.
It's
So
like
again,
I'm
I've got
waiting for Andor to go on, like all of them to go on, and then I'm gonna watch them.
right,
Uh,
right.
because
Yeah,
I
well,
don't feel like watching one every week. I'd rather just sort of watch a couple and then watch another couple, etc., etc. You know,
mm,
that's my
yeah,
that's my.
yeah. Like you know, this I agree with you. Yeah, like I've never had it yet with the Disney Marvel series where I've been like, right, I must watch this every week.
Mm,
Um, Even like Star Wars, The Mandalorian, I love The Mandalorian, but I've never still had that instant being like, right, every week I've got to see the next one. I was like, I'll just wait till it's all on, and like you, I'll just watch it then. You know,
mm,
I might be a bit late to the news and seeing spoilers, but I'll watch it then.
yeah,
Really.
exactly.
So,
Like spoilers don't bother me, to be fair, as long as I watch it
mm,
and then I like it. I guess
yeah,
see if I like it or
yeah,
not. That's what matters. I don't care if someone's like,
right,
"Oh, this happens." I'm just like, well, we kind of expected that anyway. You know,
right,
it's Disney. Disney are very predictable
right,
with their
right.
shows.
Yeah, yeah. No, no,
So
I agree. I
yeah,
agree. So that's why I haven't got Disney Plus, and like, for example, I
um,
got Netflix, but
mm.
like I use my mom's Netflix. But
I
like,
use my dad's friend's Netflix right now
that's
because he's got our Spotify and then
fair.
we've got his Netflix.
Oh, fair. But like, even on
Mm.
that though, Josh, like I don't watch hardly anything on Netflix. It's like when I
Me
usually consume a
either.
movie, it's on like the cinema, or
Mm.
I'll will watch it on Netflix if I do watch a movie.
Yeah,
Like just yeah, I don't know, dude. It's just me.
yeah,
Um,
that's understandable.
we've got two could play that saying hi guys. So hey Charlie, hope you're doing good, and Barney, hope you guys are doing good. Rudy says I hate Rise of
Oh,
Skywalker.
we know. I've
Yeah,
seen your letterbox review, bro. That was something.
well me
That
too.
was
Me
Yeah,
too.
that letterbox review was definitely a review.
Right. I've also got Pete saying I would say Dark Knight is overrated just a bit. Well, Pete, yeah, if you want to join us for a chat, just drop me a message on Facebook. I'll send you a link. I can get where you come from with this one, Pete. I think it's because of like Heath Ledger's death at the time, hyped that movie up way more.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the movie. It's definitely like one of my absolute favorites. But I can understand people being like, oh, like the hype
Yeah,
for
I've
it.
got the 4Ks up on the top shelf with my other DC stuff.
Have you?
Yeah, with
Right.
it's next to Matt Reeves' Batman, and I've got Batman Begins in the like, what is it? It's like the collector's ones, sort of like 3 discs, etc., with a booklet inside of it. I got it for 12 quid in the HMV sale in 4K, so I couldn't complain with that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so can't complain with
Wow.
that.
Wow, that's nuts.
Mm,
That's a bargain.
yeah. Hey,
But
Jason.
hey, Jason, saying yeah, he's saying to say hi and see how it's going. Well, Jason, yeah, if you're on Facebook, drop me a message to you about getting you on. Um, Pete also says he also thinks the Goonies a bit overrated. Yeah, I think I've got to agree on
I've
that
only
one.
seen the Goonies once. I got sent it by someone when I was on the Film Flick channel. I got sent that in 4K. I still need to rewatch it. I haven't watched it for a while.
Mm.
Uh, but I remember loving it, and it's got Short Round in it. So
Yes, it does. Yeah,
who's going to be in Loki season 2? Yay,
really.
yay! And he
Mm.
was in Everything Everywhere All at Once,
Yeah,
and he was
I
one of
enjoyed
my
it.
favorite things about that film. So.
Right. Yeah, I enjoyed him. That to be honest.
Mm.
So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Roddy says, would you recommend the 4Ks of Star Wars?
I recommend Rogue One, definitely. Looks amazing. And then the original trilogy. Those are the only ones you really need in 4K. But I am probably going to get the other three when they're in the sale. You know, like where 2 for 24 or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll probably get them then. Just
Mm.
to complete the set, you know. But I have seen Force Awakens in my CX for either £8 or £10. So I might pick it up. I'll see.
Yeah, I think I've seen a Force Awakens one on like a Steelbook 4K.
Yeah.
But like the thing is with me, so this is actually a good question, Josh, because I've heard mixed things about the 4Ks of Star Wars.
Yeah, they're pretty meh.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. So then I've also thought, well, obviously they've released them on 4Ks. They've released like the slip versions that you've got, which I've seen. They've obviously got that Steelbook one of the Force Awakens. So I'm assuming I've seen Steelbook of Last Jedi as well. I've seen that one. And I just thought, well, if they've released 4Ks of like those ones, it's only going to be a matter of time until they release like a big, massive new box set of like all 9.
Yeah, they keep doing that.
You know,
They keep
like
re-releasing them, and it's kind of like, stop! We've got them already. And you know those people who are like, "Yep, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get every single edition," and then you'll be buying them to the end of time. But they look so nice together, though. That's the. They look really nice.
Yeah, they do. Like especially with the slip. The slip looks really nice.
Because I don't tend to buy films anymore. As you know, I'm like getting music and stuff because it's something I have in common with my dad and things like that. But when I do buy a film, it's one I want to get. So I want to get the piano in 4K. I wanted that Dune box set, but I'm like, I don't want to spend 35 quid on it.
Nah.
But there's a couple movie releases I want, like Beanpole, Pleasure, etc. So there are a couple I want to get, but I'm gonna put it on hold for a little bit, you know. Jason, hello.
Jason.
Hi guys.
Hey, how are you? Yeah, for anyone interested, Jason's literally just finished up on the live stream quite not long ago, doing like top movies of the 1990s.
Yep.
So please go check that out.
Yeah, I watched that on replay.
Do you remember that decade, Mike?
Yeah, man. Yeah, going good. How are you?
Good.
We're just talking about a lot of movies that I haven't seen. So
as usual with me.
What do you mean?
Right, I've seen every movie, man. What are you on about?
There's movies you haven't seen, Mike?
And that was shock, right?
Shocker.
Wow. You
man,
learn every day.
Getting worse. Everyone's like, every time I do a live stream, there's always someone mentions a movie like that's brand new, and I'm like,
haven't seen it.
Add that one to the list as well.
Oh yeah, are you still doing your, what was it, 100 movies that you had to cover?
Yeah,
So
I've still got the 100 movies. I've still only seen 2 of them.
Oh, 2.
But I have seen a couple that weren't on the list. So I've seen like a few. Like for example, the other day I watched Misery for the first time ever. So yeah, I watched that one. So you know what it is that. So I don't know about you guys, right? So I watched Misery the other day because my partner loves it. Emma loves it. She was like, "Oh, Mike, let's watch Misery." I was like, "All right, cool." And I thought, wow. I was like, "Wow, this is a pretty darn good movie." But I was like, I would really like to see a remake of this. And when I was thinking that, I was thinking, if someone's going to play James Woods, I would like to see Bryan Cranston in that role. I think he could pull off a James Woods because, like, the comedy, like the seriousness. Oh, James Caan, man, not James Woods.
James Woods.
Imagine him in Misery.
I was like, he's in Misery? Don't remember.
James Woods.
It's because I recently watched The Hard Way with Michael J. Fox and James Woods. That's why I was thinking James Woods.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I enjoyed Misery. And then I was saying I watched a movie called Free from Hell the other night. It was a movie
It was hell.
Right?
It was hell, yeah.
You know, I'm like, there's all these great classic movies Mike needs to watch. And then I see some review of Death something, and I'm like,
Death, whatever. Yeah,
it's all these really dark death movies that I'm keep getting.
Right.
Like, what are these movies you're watching, Mike? Like, there's so many other ones out there, but
well, I know
Halloween. I know.
Yeah, I like Halloween, but also like that one I just reviewed, Deadstream.
That's the one we're thinking of.
I've never heard of this movie. What is this?
Well, so that one is dropping on Shudder like next Wednesday or Thursday. So they sent me an early screener to review it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I reviewed that movie. But it turns out I actually really enjoyed that movie. absolutely just a stupid but good practical effects movie. So yeah, and a movie I'm actually going to watch after the stream is Matilda.
I love Matilda.
I've seen it before. Don't worry, I have seen Matilda.
Good.
But on Wednesday, a cinema that's a little bit further out from me is showing Matilda the musical, like the movie, coming out in December with Emma Thompson.
Yeah.
So I wanted to watch the original to like have a refresh before going to the musical on Wednesday. So I might drop a review for Matilda on my channel as well in the next couple of days. So keep an eye out for that.
Miss Trunchbull, what have they done to you?
That's a little lighter.
Right.
I'm like, let me tell you about this movie about a clown that kills people. I'm like, oh my god, like what?
Oh, Terrifier, yeah.
Yeah, Terrifier. I'm like, oh man, like I don't want nightmares. Like I don't know.
Oh, Jason, honestly, if you watch that, right, you would have nightmares.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, watch Martyrs then.
Nah, Jason's not a huge horror guy.
Either am I. So we both fit in well.
Right.
I'm not into horror either that much. So
why is everybody into horror? I feel like I'm the only one.
Wait till
exactly. Everyone on Instagram's like, look at this horror film. It's the best thing ever.
Everything's a horror movie, and I'm like, man, like.
Well, we've got quite a few comments to get through, but wait till you see this one. Favorite Dustbin Hoffman movie.
Dustbin. Let's go. We love Dustbin.
I love you, man. That's cracked me up. So yeah,
that's an asylum movie or something.
Oh yes.
Dustbin, yeah.
Starring Dustbin Hoffman.
Yeah, what's
Gamer
your favorite,
versus Gamer, starring Dustbin Hoffman.
What's your favorite Dustin Hoffman movie?
Kramer versus Kramer, I'd say. I adore that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't think I've seen many of his movies.
I'm working here.
Midnight Cowboy.
Good Night Cowboy, yeah.
I'm looking at his IMDb like right now as we're talking. Have you got?
He did a film,
Rain Man from '88.
Rain Man. I've heard that's a good movie.
You heard, huh?
I've heard. Keyword heard.
He was in the Fokker trilogy, wasn't he, with Ben Stiller?
Yeah.
I have a guilty pleasure. They're guilty pleasure films for me. But he was also in an. Oh, you've seen something. Right. Good.
Right. All right. Talk about no.
He was in another Born-back film on Netflix called The Meyerowitz Stories with Adam Sandler and Ben Stiller. That was pretty good. He was good in that.
Never heard of it.
Again, never heard of it.
I'm not surprised. It's not a big movie. It's a Netflix only, but
I liked it quite a lot, actually. I think it was pretty great. Born-back's good at family dramas.
Yeah, he's on family dramas.
Wow, okay.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of Dustin Hoffman movies now, and I thought in my mind. I don't know if I watched. Oh, Tootsie is pretty good from around 1980, I think.
In 1982 or something like that.
Yeah, that's a pretty good movie, Tootsie. I think.
He went from Kramer versus Kramer to that.
I've only ever seen the Meet the Parents trilogy with him in. That's the only Dustin Hoffman movie I've seen.
I almost want to do a game show with Mike, being like Mike, have you ever heard of this movie? And then if not, try to guess the plot of the movie or something.
You know, Jason, put that together in a live stream. Pick 10 random movies. I'll see if I can guess the plot.
Oh, I'm sure.
Knowing me, I'll do the release dates and everything. And how much they made. Because I'm one of those nerds.
Yeah.
Who just knows everything.
Right.
About it.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry I've disappointed you on this one.
It's disappointing, isn't it? It's very shambles.
It's a shambles, all right, yeah. Pete says, what are some of your most underrated action films?
For fuck's sake, I've got to check my letterbox again.
I don't know, like action movie per se, but I would say like I'm thinking more thrillers, to be honest, not action.
Yeah, I know it's hard to think of Some movies have a bit of both. Yeah.
Box don't want to load for me.
I'm not sure because again, for me, I kind of like class like a lot of action thrillers. It's the same, but obviously I know there's like specific like action, and then there's specific. Do you know what I mean? So, let's have a look. And of course, it depends on ones I've seen as well.
I've got a few.
Like for example, here I've just gone on Google, being like best action movie, so I can maybe list some or like just like like what they're declining as action. And literally on the top, as you scroll, they've got Doctor Strange.
Is that an action? No.
No, I would class action like, did I say like a buddy cop movie or like something like that, or like a Bruce Willis movie or like a Sam Jackson movie? Like those for me, I would class as action.
They've classed American Sniper as an action film. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, action is such a broad term. Maybe I don't know. There's so many subgenres in the action.
Right.
Because every superhero movie is basically an action movie, I guess. Mm-hmm. But it also could be sci-fi. I don't know.
Right.
And like I said, a war movie is, I guess, an action, but it's really such a specific, I don't know.
Right.
And then I even think like Lord of the Rings is kind of an action movie, but I don't know if you'd consider it an action movie. You know what I mean? Or Star Wars. I don't know where you put those movies.
See, for me, like Lord of the Rings, I would class more as like fantasy.
Right. Yeah, it's fantasy.
Like an action for me is like some cop with a gun trying to take down a bad guy. Like
I
that's
agree.
My kind of action, I guess.
Yeah.
Like superhero movies, as you said, I would just put in separate, like just superhero category, and that's it.
Yeah.
Just because there's so many. So I'm sorry I can't answer your question, Pete. Josh, can you give this kind of answer at all?
Catwoman. No, I'm kidding.
Catwoman.
Yeah, that was an experience. But I'd say Mad Max Fury Road for sure.
Mad Max would go as an action. Yeah, I would class that one.
Yeah.
Baby Driver's technically an action according to This is according to Letterboxd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like Baby Driver.
Yeah.
I'd say Terminator 2, obviously.
Yeah.
What else are there? The Northman apparently is an action film. Okay.
Yeah.
Jason does not like the Northman.
Oh boy. And then the last one I'd go with 1917, I'd say.
You ever seen this one?
Oh boy, Drunken Master.
Never heard of it.
It's martial arts action, but it's
Hard Boiled is apparently good.
Hard Boiled, yeah, that's a classic one.
Yeah, like those titles, and I've seen a DVD cover like that. For me, that I would say is an action movie. I like to maybe say like John Wick, I guess, to an extent as well.
Yeah, John Wick's an action.
Well, yeah, that's
I like John Wick.
Yeah, there's a Arnold Schwarzenegger movie I actually kind of enjoy. Now I can't remember the name of it. It's like The Last Something or other.
The Last Stand.
What's that? Last Stand, right?
Yeah. Is that got Johnny Knoxville in it?
Yes.
Is it that one? Yeah, Last Stand.
That's actually a pretty decent action movie. And Arnold Schwarzenegger's. This is after he did his whole Governor of California thing, and then he went back to doing action movies. But now he's like, in his 50s, 60s or something like that. And so he's older, but he can still kind of do action because he's a big guy.
Right.
And he did like one called Sabotage, which was like terrible.
Yeah, David Ayer made that infamously.
Yeah. And it's incredible cast, but yeah, it was like not a very good movie. And then he did The Last Stand, I think soon after that. And I was like kind of surprised with like how much I enjoyed that. Arnold Schwarzenegger is an kind of older guy still kicking butt, kind of like Sylvester Stallone. Is doing pretty good, and like Samaritan I actually kind of enjoyed on Amazon recently. And you're like, wow, this 74-year-old guy can still kick some butt somehow. But
I think The Last Stand from Arnold Schwarzenegger, I think that was his first movie after doing like the governor role in California. I think that was like his movie comeback.
That was his first one.
Yeah, didn't see it though. Is it good?
I thought it was pretty good. Has a good shootout scene.
Knoxville, right?
What?
It was him and Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, he's in it.
Right.
Knoxville. He's pretty funny.
Mm.
Can't remember who else is in it, but yeah, some really good action sequences there, shootout scenes. He has a nice kind of one-on-one fight at the end that's pretty good.
Wow, okay.
I'd recommend it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. I've heard like decent things about it, so haven't seen it, but I'll get to it.
I'm not surprised. I don't know if it was that big of a movie.
No, hardly anyone went to see it.
Okay, yeah. I don't think it's that big, but
well, we've also got here. So thanks for the question, Pete. Christian says, "Have you guys seen the horror movie Wreck? Probably the best found footage movies, especially if you like zombies." I haven't seen it. I'm going to be seeing it for Halloween when I do like a Halloween all-nighter towards the end of the month. Jason, I know you're not a huge horror guy, but have you seen Wreck?
No.
No? Josh?
No, not yet. No.
Okay.
Haven't had the fortune of seeing it yet.
Is Rec for like record or something like that? I can't.
Yep, it's based on like a 2007 video camera that's found footage.
Yeah,
that would drive me insane.
I feel like I've heard people talk about it before, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. I've heard like a lot of conversations around it. Got quite a lot of people in the comments like having a bit of chat about like other movies that they enjoy. So yeah, awesome to hear. Yeah, well, Jason, I'm going to ask you. Have you seen any movies this week?
Yeah, I have to think.
He's actually seen movies. Sorry.
Wow, gosh, that was it.
Sorry.
Harsh. I'm only kidding.
I watched Full Metal Jacket on Netflix, which is a movie from '87, I think. Something like that. It's a Stanley Kubrick movie they did on Vietnam War. Jacob Martin, as you know, he's going through all Stanley Kubrick's films.
Right.
Anyways, so I've been trying to catch up on some Stanley Kubrick stuff. Because Jacob always does, he always ranks all the films in the director's filmography, whatever. And a lot of times I'm watching and I'm like, oh, I've only seen like 5 of this director's movies. So I was like, I'm gonna try to see Stanley Kubrick did like 12 movies, so he didn't do a lot. So and a lot of them are classics, I would say. But I would recommend Full Metal Jacket. It was actually a pretty entertaining movie. It's one of the best movies where you see a guy just yelling the most horrible stuff towards people. The best insults I've ever heard in a movie. When R. Lee Ermey, the drill sergeant, it's like the first 10 minutes of the movie is just him laying into the recruits.
It is. Yeah.
And it is great. Like, I'm just like loving it. And he's saying the most horrible stuff to these, Army recruits, of course, in boot camp. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like,
one of them eats a donut. It's like,
and he's giving them nicknames and, he's questioning their heterosexuality. And it's like, oh my God. Like,
there's a lot of stuff like that in Whiplash as well. Whiplash has a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it definitely does. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen Full Metal, but I've heard like great things about it. And like yourself, Jason, I've just looked up his filmography there, and I've seen 2 of his movies. I've seen The Shining, and I've seen Clockwork Orange.
Okay.
Oh, that's definitely a film.
It's a film.
That's a movie, but
I couldn't get through it. I watched about 20 minutes and I was thinking there's already been 2 things go on, which I'm not going to say. I can't.
Sure.
I turned it off.
There's one scene I had to skip. Yeah, watching that movie. I was like, I can't watch this. I have to fast forward.
Right.
For sure. Yeah, that's
Full
an
Metal
interesting.
Jacket's amazing. I love Full Metal Jacket.
Okay. Yeah, that was actually that's a pretty fun movie. If you can call a Vietnam War movie a fun movie. Obviously, there's some
I don't think you can. I don't think you can call it that.
I'm not big on Vietnam War movies because they're pretty rough, like Platoon.
Right. Yeah.
stuff like that I don't quite enjoy as much. Full Metal Jacket I kind of enjoyed a little bit, quite a bit more, I would say. But
yeah, I'm going to have to check it out. So you've seen Full Metal Jacket. Have you seen anything else this week?
it's funny. I start movies, but I don't always finish them right away. I started The Munsters, but I'm only I think I'm like an hour into that movie.
Right.
So some movies, I don't know if this makes me a bad movie guy, but I watch like 30 minutes of a movie if I'm not into it, and then I'll go on to watch something else, and then I'll go back and finish it at a later time.
That's what I do sometimes.
Yeah,
Okay. Depends on what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it depends what it is. Yeah, because like you get in that mindset, being like, oh, I'm going to sit down and watch a movie, and then, like, as you said, like you get half an hour in and you're like, you're not feeling it.
Then you watch it when it's ass. You're just like, nah.
Yeah.
I watched about 20 minutes of Blonde, I think.
No.
And I mean, I was not feeling that movie at all. And it's like 2 hours and 47 minutes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, can I watch this? And then after reading your comments on the movie, Mike, and I know you've seen it too, Josh, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I've got so many thoughts. Well, I've said so many times.
Mike basically was like, don't bother. Like, so then I'm like, oh, I was like, should I? Because I always have this feeling of like, I want to, if it's a movie that everybody's going to talk about, I kind of want to watch it just so I can be in the conversation.
Right.
Even if I hate the movie, I'm like, I'll watch it just so I can be like, oh yeah, I saw that. And Blonde seemed like one of those movies that everybody's going to be talking about. And maybe it's an award. I don't know if it's going to be an award movie at the end.
I hope not. Like, I like the technical aspects. Ana de Armas should get nominated, but the film itself, man, like, if you watch the entire thing, you'll know you'll know what we all mean when we talk about it. It's so problematic. So problematic.
Yeah. So I don't know. So I'm still debating whether I want to try to finish that or not, or give up on it.
Yeah, it's not necessary watch, but it'll be interesting to hear what you think.
But being honest, Jason, with you, like, so when I was watching it the other day, I watched like Josh's review first, and I'd heard like mixed things about it. I heard like people had opinions on the director, etc. I'm not going to go into that. So I was watching it, and as you mentioned, it was a 2 hour 47 minutes. So I was like, wow, this must be like a really interesting story for that amount of time, right? So I got like an hour in, and I was like feeling like getting really bored.
Yeah.
And I was feeling to the point I was like, if I quit this movie, I was like, I can't rate it on Letterboxd because I've not seen the movie. But I also had that thought, like you said, it's like I got an hour in and I was like, if I quit this now, I'm not going to go back and rewatch it. Like to watch the rest of it, sorry. So I was like, I'm just going to grin and bear it till the end. Oh,
really?
Yeah. And being honest, like I agree with Josh. Like Ana de Armas is great in the role. Like, I think she is the best thing about that movie in general.
Like an Oscar nomination, you think?
She might. Being honest,
she's not even in the running anymore. She's not even in the running.
Really?
Which is sad. No, she's literally on Gold Derby. She's at number 10.
Okay.
So she's not even in the running.
It could change, but as Josh said, maybe unlikely. But I think she quite deserved one, to be honest. She was fantastic.
She kept that movie afloat. She kept that movie afloat.
And the music's good. The
music's amazing. I listen to it and fall asleep. I wake up and it's still on.
Yeah, but besides that, nah. If I was you, Jason, I would watch something else. But
yeah, that's why I'm getting the feeling of like,
right,
maybe give up on it. I hate to give up on a movie, but I'm like, maybe I have to give up on this.
Yeah, you might have to give up on this one.
Well, just think, right? The amount of time that Blonde's on for, you could pretty much watch 2 90-minute movies. Near enough, and you've probably enjoyed 2 90-minute movies more than that. That's what I would do. Like, because I recently watched Commando for the first time, and that was like such a fun, like 90-minute-ish movie.
Bless you.
Thank you.
And I was just thinking I could watch like that, like 2 of those, that kind of style movie over Blonde, and I'd have a way better time.
I could watch Ida twice. Ida is 86 minutes. I could watch that twice.
What movie?
Ida.
Ida?
It won foreign language film in 2015, I think. I'm
okay.
literally watching it right now, and it's so good. It's very dense, though. It's very dense,
Is it?
so I'm kind of having to watch it in different parts because it's a slow burn. I could watch that and Cold War in the time span that Blonde's on.
Yeah.
Right.
His Cold War, I think, is
I-
76 minutes.
I just now thinking I did see a movie I really liked on Amazon called Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, Sonic's awesome.
I like the first one quite a bit, which surprised me because video game movies don't do very good usually.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
very hard to adapt video games into movies. Like
Right.
Uncharted, let's say, I thought was terrible. But
Oh, that was.
and so Sonic has no business being a good movie. And
Right.
yet somehow they figured out how to make a good movie with Sonic. And in my opinion, I really enjoyed the first one, so I was happy to get to the second one. Liked it just as much, if not better, than the first one. And it's a silly movie at times, but it's just fun. It's like,
Right.
it's the opposite of Blonde, I guess. It's like, it's just a fun movie.
I heard there's a wedding
Definitely
plot
not.
which lasts too long, though. I've heard the wedding stuff lasts way too long
In Sonic,
in Sonic 2.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say, like, if Sonic is on screen, it's good. If Jim Carrey's on screen, it's good. Jim Carrey's so good
Right.
as Dr.
It's his last role. It's his last
And
role.
That's, yeah, I know. It's kind of almost sad because I actually kind of enjoyed him in Dr. Robotic. Like,
Right.
I'd like to see him do more. And he doesn't, when you hear Jim Carrey as that character, you're like, that's a weird casting choice. But it totally works. And the way they wrote that movie, it's like he works very well. Anyway, so if Sonic's in it, if Jim Carrey's in it, it's good. If they're not on screen, it's not as good. I have to agree. Like James Marsden's character is like, who cares? And all I care about is Sonic and Jim Carrey.
Release the ugly Sonic cut. Release the ugly Sonic cut.
Would that have changed it, you think?
Oh yeah.
It would have made it a lot better. I'm kidding. It would have made it a lot funnier, a lot more meme worthy.
Yeah. Do you remember? It's funny how much controversy, or I don't know if you call it.
That was the best marketing campaign Paramount has ever done. Literally, Twitter, they had to boycott the film for them to listen, and it worked.
And they had to delay the movie for a little bit longer and redo it, basically.
Right.
And it turned out great. And I was like, wow, I never thought that would happen.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you, Jason. Yeah, so I really enjoyed both Sonic movies. I personally prefer the second one. But that wedding scene was atrocious.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, they did not need that at all. Like, if they didn't have that, the movie, and obviously cut that 5-10 minutes, however long it goes on for, the movie would have been so much better.
I agree.
Although it's a fun movie, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm really excited if they do a Sonic 3, which they do tease at the
I'd
end
love
of
to
it.
see a 3, yeah. I'm all for it.
They've announced it for 2024, I think.
Have they?
Oh, yeah, and also, is it Knuckles? Idris Elba's character he voices? He's getting a spin-off series as well.
Why?
Spin-off?
Yeah.
Why?
It's probably going to go into his backstory, I would have thought, but...
Do we need a backstory?
I'll watch that. I'll watch it.
Yeah, no.
Imagine if they called it Knuckles, a Sonic story. That'd be
Story. Well, Sega Genesis is starting like their own movie, I don't know what you call it, franchise or whatever. And so Sonic is the only one they've made. So I don't know if Sega is going to try to make other movies out of their video games.
Oh
boy.
Well, speaking of a movie, so we've got quite a few comments to get through. So apologies to anyone who's commented, we've not got them yet. But I've just seen one pop up by Pete, and I've got to read this out because one about video games and stuff like that.
Okay.
We're getting a Tetris movie.
Fuck's sake! Yeah, I apparently
before.
Taron Egerton was going to be in it. Like,
what? How can they make a Tetris movie?
I heard it's going to be about the origin of a game though, but
okay.
I don't.
Okay.
Sort of like they did with GTA 5 back in like 2016 with Daniel Radcliffe.
I think the Tetris movie could work if they showcase the agony of someone trying to get the high score.
Someone killing themselves over a high score, like sort of like I'm gonna get there. you know.
Now, don't get me wrong. If they do a Tetris movie about the original creator and how they came up with the idea, and then at the end, showing that Tetris, like maybe showing them throughout the movie working on the project, they can't get it done or whatever, and then at the end it shows maybe the game, that could work. But if it's literally like the route to go with the emoji movie they did a couple of years ago, which I didn't see, but like imagine Tetris, just the blocks having emojis and being like, we've got to match each other.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like we got to control these blocks in a certain way. Who are we going to get to do it? Oh, this Tetris, the greatest Tetris player. The government's going to hire him to come move these blocks because he's really good at it. Like I'm thinking something like that. Like
right.
What is Hollywood becoming?
Or the world's going to get destroyed or something. I don't know. And so now we get this nerdy guy to come in and save the day. I don't know. Adam
Sandler will be in it. You watch.
It's an Adam Sandler movie. Yeah.
Pixels. It's practically pixels.
So this idea here about Tetris, that sounds like it should be more of like a documentary or Netflix special, being like how video games was made. Here's how Tetris was made, kind of thing. That's where it feels like it should belong on. Yeah. Pete asks as well, what's your favorite Arnie quote? He says, for me, you'll have to excuse me, my friend's dead tired from Commando.
That's
yeah,
great.
Fantastic line. I heard the other day. I don't know if I've got a favorite because he's got so many like iconic ones.
So many great ones.
Right. Have you guys got a specific favorite though?
Yeah. Who said you couldn't come into my house and eat my cookies? And then he's like, put the cookie down. That film's so funny.
That film's awesome.
I just tried to get the Turbo Man doll. Literally, that's all he tries to do. Try to get the Turbo Man doll. Shit impression, but you know.
Is that Jingle All the Way you're talking about, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I like that movie. I know people kind of.
I like it. I like it.
I like it.
He gets a reindeer drunk. Like, he gets a reindeer drunk at one point. It's so absurd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think Kindergarten Cop, where he's like, I got a headache. Maybe it's a tumor. It's not a tumor. That was cracking me up.
Bring your doll to the floor, or whatever he says. Like, was it a doll? In that film, what? Oh, like he's telling him to sit down or whatever. There's something about the doll.
The doll?
Yeah, he's like, go put your doll.
Oh, really?
Something like that. I don't remember. Bro, Rody, you did it. Oh, kill the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
The Ice Age.
Ice Age. Oh, the worst quote.
I've still never seen that movie.
It's ice to see you.
Oh, the worst puns ever.
Radley says, Mike, what was that Halloween special? Yeah, so I was saying it earlier in the stream. So I think it's on like October 29th. Like cinema not too far from me. It's doing like a Halloween all-nighter. It starts from like 10 p.m. at night till like 7 in the morning. And they're just showing like multiple Halloween screenings of like loads of different movies that you can book into go like once you want to go see. So I'm going to go see like Blair Witch, Wreck, and then at 3 o'clock in the morning is like a surprise screening if I'm not asleep by that point.
I'll be crapping myself by the first screening.
I would probably be asleep, but I'm going to try to do like a little mini vlog or something of that night kind of thing, you know. But that's what I was going about the Halloween thing. We've got some other comments here. Peter and Doctor Strangelove is fantastic Kubrick movie. Peter Sellers plays 3 roles. Cool, I've never seen it. Jason, have you seen that one?
It's my favorite Kubrick film. I love Doctor Strangelove.
Is it?
Yeah, I highly recommend it if watching a Kubrick film because it's the only maybe comedy that he's done. Kubrick's done a lot of weird, disturbing movies, I feel like. And so it's nice when you get a good comedy from him, like Doctor Strangelove.
Right.
Also, 2001: Space Odyssey is one of his biggest ones, though. I think it's kind of a boring movie, but you probably know that movie.
That whole film is about the visual.
Yeah,
and it's just flawless to me. I love it.
I haven't seen that one because they re-released it, I think, in 4K, and I missed that screening because I had to take a book, but I missed it. But But yeah, that Strangelove one sounds good though.
Yeah, I think you should watch that.
Yeah, I'm sold on that one. Because as you said, Jason, we've only got 12 movies. That's not that many.
Yeah, I mean, Spartacus is a classic from the 60s.
Mm.
If you haven't seen
No, but of course I've heard of it.
Okay, good.
Oh, good. Did you think of it?
Opening.
Tarantino's had a short career though. He's only made 8 movies,
Yeah.
hasn't he? So it's kind of like I'd rather let them make less films, but then be better in quality than more films and be
Right.
worse. You know,
Right.
Well,
not an Adam Sandler, like you know.
You got someone like Clint Eastwood's made tons of movies, and he's like in his 90s still making them, and you know, Spielberg, Scorsese. I mean, they make so many movies, yeah.
Right.
And then you get someone. So it's always weird when you get a director. It's like, what? You've only made this many movies, like.
I think it just really depends. Like, so I know, for example, like The Shining, I only saw it for the first time like a couple of years ago. But I know there's like a lot of stuff going on like behind the scenes of that movie, and like Shelley Duvall was treated like by Kubrick and stuff. So I don't know if that was the same for like all actors and actresses on different movies of his. Obviously, I don't know.
I think I've heard that in other movies, but I've heard that about Shining. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I don't know. I think it's one of those where I guess like you guys were both saying, I think sometimes it's good for a director to just take their time to make a movie and make a memorable movie. Like a lot of Kubrick's ones, although we haven't seen them, at least we've heard of them titles.
A lot of classics in there, yeah.
Right. So yeah, we've also got a comment here, Pete, saying we're getting a trailer for the Super Mario movie this week from the team behind Minions.
Illumination, or
yep,
Illumination, yeah. It's animated, right? The Mario one, and it's right, isn't it?
That makes sense then.
Yep. I don't know why they casted Chris Pratt.
I think it's got a good voice.
Chris Pratt.
Anya Taylor-Joy, perfect casting for Seth Rogen, Donkey Kong.
Okay.
Of course, they chose him to play Donkey Kong. For some reason, Charlie Day's Luigi. His voice drives me insane.
Who?
Charlie Day from Always
Sunny.
Yeah. His voice annoys me, especially in the film Fist Fight, where he never stops screaming.
Yeah, I don't mind that movie.
I don't mind it. It's just
Fist Fight. Have you heard of it?
I haven't seen that one.
No, okay. It's him and Ice Cube.
Now I'm like you, Mike. I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I just don't remember much about it.
You got one over me.
Right. I mean, one compared to like 100,000 that you have.
I had the DVD of Fist Fight at one point, but I don't think I've still got it. It might still be somewhere.
I would say with the Super Mario one, I would say like I'm not going to judge it till I see the trailer. Because although it might sound like maybe a bad idea on paper, and the trailer might actually like look what they did with Sonic. You know, like we like Sonic. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot.
They're just gonna recast Chris Pratt after the trailer. Yeah, you would
probably. And yeah,
I still want a Zelda movie.
Zelda, yeah, a lot of people do. Yeah,
leave that alone. Leave Zelda alone is good enough as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pete saying that Sonic movies are good. Jim Carrey was master casting. Yeah, absolutely. And rumors Ugly Sonic was on purpose. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the animation wasn't finished. So they're like, oh, we'll delete this movie, but we need a marketing ploy as to why.
Really?
Here's the thing, though. The animation studio shut down after Sonic, so I don't know if that was entirely coincidental, because literally 400 people got laid off because of the Sonic thing, because it cost so much money that they couldn't actually afford to. They went bust after, so I don't think it was coincidental. But yeah, who knows?
No, it's interesting though.
That's a really long con for them.
Right.
Yeah, on the Sonic film of all things.
Yeah.
We're also getting a Gran Turismo TV series on Netflix for some reason.
That's just every car thing. You know,
that's just a racing.
I used to play the Gran Turismo games on like PS3 back in the day. back in the day.
I feel like kind of like car racing movies, TV shows, like can't differentiate themselves nowadays because there's so many, and like Fast and Furious is like the main one everyone thinks about if it's like a car movie. Although it's not a car movie anymore, but that's what people think about.
No, it's just superhuman movie at this point.
Yeah.
It went from street racing in the first one to
Yeah.
cybernetic humans in Hobbs and Shaw.
Right.
Like,
right.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, if they make one, I might check it out because I liked the games when I was younger. But
when I saw Gran Turismo, I thought Gran Torino, the Eastwood movie. I thought we're making that.
Get off my lawn.
Okay.
I like Gran Torino though.
I like it.
Yeah. To be honest, I haven't even watched Uncharted or Assassin's Creed movies, and I love the games. Just like don't like movie game. Yeah, that's fair. PC and bring on Candy Crush film, I say.
Next one, Candy Crush.
They practically do that. They've done that already in my screenings. They've got like an a cappella group doing bloody Candy Crush song for like 2 minutes.
Well, they did an Angry Birds movie. I guess they can do it.
They can do anything.
Right, exactly. Winslow says, just got back from Smile. I didn't think much of it. Spooktober off to an underwhelmed start. Any horror recommendations that aren't the obvious ones? Well, I enjoyed Smile. I thought it was a fun movie. It's nothing groundbreaking, but I like the premise of it's just people can be creeped out by a smile, you know. Yeah, when you guys got horror recommendations that are obvious ones. Have you guys seen a movie called You're Next?
Yeah,
I've
seen a little bit of it, and then I was a bit underwhelmed by it. So I tell you what, the trailer for that scared me as a kid because it came out in 2010, I think, and the trailer just showed up on my the ads,
right?
And I freaked out. I was like that. I was like, huh? And then I watched it, and I'm like, yeah, that's not great.
Yeah, not fair. Well, I like that movie. So I would maybe say like that one. Or have you seen Hush?
Hush is pretty good.
Yeah, Hush is good. It was like a different one. I know Jason's not really a horror guy, although he's seen some obviously.
I'm having a hard time with this.
So am I, because again, high five to the not horror guy.
Because I would say, The Shining and Carrie, I enjoy parts of those movies, but those are obvious ones, I suppose. So that's not answering that question, but
right,
that's not fair.
But I do have some enjoyment in some of those Stephen King movies like that. But I like it actually. I kind of enjoyed it, but.
Yeah, I get you. Well, I know I've got like a lot of comments in here, like where people are having conversations and about like some comments we've had. So yeah, great to see a lot of people commenting. I'm not going to show them all out though. Pete does say about the Mario one. He says Nintendo and Mario's creator are heavily involved in the Mario movie.
Oh, really?
So Nintendo are very protective over their properties after the 90s film.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good. And I say especially a big voice cast as well, and people's going to rinse Mario movie if it's not good.
Yeah.
So, and if the creator's involved as well, I can't imagine he's going to want something that's going to tarnish his name.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. He also says Horizon Zero Dawn is getting a TV show as is God of War. Ghost of Tsushima or Tsushima, I don't know how you say it.
Tsushima, yeah.
Tsushima. Okay, it's getting the film with the game's original voice actor playing the lead.
Oh,
okay.
Sick.
Jason, have you played any of these games?
I played God of War.
Okay.
I played the other two, but I've heard really good things about them.
Right. Yeah, I absolutely love God of War. So I think that as a TV show could be really good because there's a really good story at all them games. Ghost of Tsushima, I haven't played the game. I own it. I haven't played it though, but obviously the visuals look incredible from
Looks great.
Have you played it?
Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah.
No, it's definitely high on my list though, but I feel like when I look it up, it's always like $60. I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend the money.
Yeah. Yeah, but same as you. I don't usually tend to buy games like first day of release. I'll
Yeah.
wait a while.
I try to wait for the $20 ones and get those.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Perez is saying hopefully the Japanese voice from Ghost of Tsushima, same voice actor as Zoro from One Piece. Yeah, I think Pete was just saying there in the comments about the same voice actor in the games. So I don't know if that's American voice or what. I've never played.
I would rather them do a Horizon Zero Dawn film, mainly because that film, the whole game is about like robot animals, right? And I don't know how that would look in a show, because they've got less of a budget, etc. I think a film would be better, but as well, it's kind of like the development would be a bit better in a show. But we've seen what they can do, like Resident Evil, even though it's a very weird show, it has great production value to it, so you can see what they do with budgets. So yeah, I love the look of Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm not a gamer myself, so I wouldn't know, but I know of them. I know of the visual style from seeing trailers and stuff. But yeah, count me in for Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, I think it depends how it's done. Like I haven't played the games, but I own them, and the visuals look amazing. So it depends on the animation style you're saying, Josh. You know, if they get the right animation and use that as like an anime TV, so instead of like a live action one, probably would work better. But
I would like a live action one. It's just the budget side of things. How the CGI would look on the robots is what I'm worried about.
I think it depends on like the studio who takes it on, because like, you know, like for example, like Lord of the Rings, Ring of Power. I know it's different, but that's got like what is it, $1 billion or something crazy?
Yeah,
like
Jeff Bezos' retirement funds going in that probably.
Right.
From the sound of things.
But again, it depends on the studio where it falls under as well. And plus, like if you guys have seen the trailer for The Last of Us,
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Oh, that show looks so good.
HBO.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It looks so good. Looks as if like they've put some budget behind it and actually like going from the source material.
Yeah, looks like.
Fun fact about that show is the front runner, the person who's doing the first few episodes, is a director who made a Russian film I really like called Beanpole. His name is Kentimir Beligov, so I'm super excited to see what he does. He handles stories well, so I'm looking forward to seeing how he does this.
Oh, yeah. Awesome! Never heard of Beanpole.
Yeah, it's a very messed up film again. But,
Fair. But that's cool, man. It'd be cool to see that someone like how they front run that couple of episodes. Perez says, I love the 90s Mario movie as a kid as a guilty pleasure, but it's a horrible adaptation, but hilariously inaccurate. Yeah. It's probably why the creators on board for this new series. So it doesn't happen again.
It's a hard video game because it doesn't really have a narrative like other, like a Last of Us or Uncharted has more narrative to it. I don't know. So you really have to add a lot to the video game to make a story, and you have to deal. How do you deal with Bowser is a big or how do you do that? And I don't know. It'd be a hard adaptation, I think.
Yeah, I think that would work better in like animation.
Yeah,
definitely. I agree. Perez is saying about you can choose between English and Japanese dialogue in Ghost of Tsushima. All right, cool. Makes sense for like the voice actor. Pete was saying, he said, yeah, all PS4 and 5 exclusives are slowly making their way to PC. Last of Us, Uncharted, Spider-Man, Horizon and stuff. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's money, isn't it? And he said that Perez says he agrees about a film for Horizon would be better.
That's true.
It's fair. Let's have a look. And Pro Physical says, I'm back. What did I miss? Quite a lot. We've got Jason, your Millennial, as well joined us. So Jason's here.
Let's rehash it all. No, I was kidding.
All right, let's start. Perez says, Rings of Power is visually incredible. I'm enjoying the show, but the production value is top tier.
I started falling asleep in the first 10 minutes. I'm sorry.
I agree.
Really?
I can't. I'm probably gonna watch it when it's all out, like all together. But God, it's so boring.
It's so boring.
Really?
I literally got to a bit where a kid's like flowing a boat down the river, and I started falling
Yeah.
asleep. Like, what the? I was like,
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
And how many episodes is it going to be in total?
like 8.
8. Okay. Okay. And you guys haven't got past the first episode?
No,
No,
I didn't get past the first 10 minutes.
no, I think I'm caught up on it. 5 episodes, 6 episodes so far.
Oh, okay. And what's your thoughts?
I'm bored out of my mind watching it, but the
Wow.
visuals are really good, and the costume is really good. The music score is really good. I mean, it does feel like Lord of the Rings kind of in that sense. They did bring a lot of that production value to the show.
Right.
But I just feel like I'm watching it. I'm like, is anything going to happen in the show? I feel like nothing's happening. I don't know.
Was that
Maybe I'm
Lord
ruined. Game of Thrones has ruined me for TV
Game
shows
of Thrones?
because that show just has just shocking things happen all the time that you're just like, what?
Get you. Yeah, I've not seen the series yet. It sounds like divisive though. Like you guys and then Perez is saying that he's really enjoying it. So it's like, okay, maybe I'm the middleman here. I'm not sure. I will get to it though. Radley says Pro Mike Jake and had a massive fight on screen. It was brutal. They've made up now. Yeah, that's what you've missed. The Pro Media. We had a
little scrap.
We did.
Words were said. Yeah.
We got basically just telling me that I haven't seen movies. That's what they said.
Yeah, words were exchanged and it's resolved.
Playtender says Last of Us TV series looks great, mixing up main game with DLC left behind. Hopefully we'll get some additional story stuff so it isn't straight one-to-one
Right.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to honor the game quite a lot, but maybe throw like a couple of things in that's like different. So we'll just have to wait and see, but I'm excited for it anyway. Really excited to see what they're going to do. Let's have a look. Playtender says a Metroid film would be incredible as the game franchise is heavily inspired by alien movies.
I wanted that years ago. I
Yeah.
was saying to myself, a Metroid film would be good, but who would they cast? That's the thing, as Super Samus. I think that was their name, Samus?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But because I used to play one of the games on the DS. Remember the DS? Yeah, I used to play one on the DS, and they were also in Super Smash Bros, which I was a sweat at. I used to play Super Smash Bros all the time. So yeah, I think a Metroid film would be good.
You get someone like Charlize Theron or something. I'm guessing
She's a bit old now. But
yeah,
she's in everything now. She's in the MCU.
But if you want an action person, it's always Charlize Theron.
Right. That's true. Yeah, I don't know. Like I haven't played these games, so you guys can also comment on this better than I can. But yeah, I mean, for me, like if, for example, they made a movie, that would probably be like my introduction into Metroid itself. So as long as they do it right, like right adaptation, make it good. That's all. If
they can make Doom into a movie, I think they can make Metroid into a movie.
Right.
The video game curse. That's the problem. The video game curse.
Right. Well, it's literally that. We've got our busy Aussie. So hey, how you doing, Hazy and everyone? I was live with Jamie Lee last night. Said I watched your Universal Orlando video and finally got around to subbing. So yeah, well, thank you very much. Thank you for checking out that video. If anyone's interested, I did do a vlog of my time in Universal Studio Halloween Horror Nights. It's on the channel right now. So yeah, thank you for watching. Radley just saying a comment there to Pete about Star Trek.
Fleek. I keep seeing those ads on bloody Facebook of Carl Urban saying you need to download this game. No, is it Carl Urban? From Star Trek. Yeah, Carl Urban. He's like, download this game now. You know, in his Aussie accent.
Sure. But they also say I've never watched Game of Thrones, but so many Australians love it.
Australians,
right? Well, that's fair. Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces. Roddy says I can't bring myself to watch Ring of Power. The movies, to me at least, are boring, and the whole premise of the franchise doesn't appeal to me at all. Yeah, that's not for everyone. And let's have a look.
I'm disappointed in you, Roddy.
Yeah,
disappointed in you, buddy.
I like the movies.
The movies are good.
Right. Pro Physical says, right, Lord of the Rings book fan here. I love the Peter Jackson films, even though they change things for the narrative. Rings of Power is creating a story based on little lore Amazon have rights to.
Yeah.
And he says, and yes, it's meant changing the odd thing, but most seem to be pissed over the fact that there is a dark-skinned elf or a dark-skinned dwarf.
Yeah, a lot of people are mad about that on Twitter. A lot of people are mad about that.
I see, but for me, like stuff like that, I really don't care about at all.
No.
Like, you know, you're there to judge the show, not a character or the change of character. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, again, you guys have seen Rings of Power. Just seen 10 minutes. Jason's caught
I've seen 10 minutes. Yeah, I've definitely seen it. Yeah.
So I'm the expert here. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you've got further than I have. So,
yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm interested. I mean, Pete's in here. Pretty sure Warner Brothers doesn't have the right to Lord of the Rings anymore. I wouldn't be surprised if Amazon have them rights now. With the Rings of Power, obviously making that series. Everybody says Clerks 2 described Lord of the Rings the best. 3 movies of walk into volcanoes. Even the trees walked into those movies.
not Clerks again, boy. Every time I speak to him, it's like Clerks.
Oh, okay. Amazon do have the rights to the trilogy. Okay. But that makes sense, obviously, with Rings of Power making a $1 billion series.
There was a lot of walking in that movie. I have to admit that.
That is true, yeah. As Denzel Curry says, I keep walking. So there you go. There's a lot of walking.
If you read the Lord of the Rings books, there's a lot of walking there too. And it's like, I think it's Lord of the Rings or Hobbit or something like that. I remember reading, they're like, oh,
both of them.
we're in a forest. And like 30 pages later, we're still in the forest. I'm like,
we're in the forest, but we've gone 10 meters down the forest.
It's like, we're spending too much time in the stupid forest. Let's go.
I've never seen the extended versions of the Lord of the Rings movies.
Oh, really?
But I've heard great things. Like, are they worth watching?
Yeah.
I've got I got sent both of these.
Oh, that's cool.
So
are they the extended versions?
Yeah. And they're really long. So the Fellowship extended is 229 minutes. And I watched it, and it was great. Two Towers, 236 minutes. Still need to see that one. And Return of the King, 264 minutes.
It's a long one.
Wow.
My dad fell asleep in cinemas, and then he literally woke up and he said, I could have flown to Spain and back by now. He literally shouted that when he went to see it. So,
yeah, I really want to watch the extended cuts. Like, I know from time to time, like my local cinema will re-show their movies, but every time they re-show it, I'm either like, this time I was in Florida, so I was like, I can't see it, or I've got something on, so I can never see them. But yeah, I want to watch the extended ones.
Even these are long. Even the Hobbits are long. They're like 3 hours each extended, and you don't need 3 hours.
The Hobbits are extended too. Yeah.
Well, Pete says, wow, Amazon owns Lord of the Rings, Bond, and RoboCop. And Provis is saying, all hail Overlord Jeff Bezos.
His retirement fund is going into the entire metaverse at this point. But what,
Pro says, I watched all 3 extended editions in one sitting. Yes, I had pee breaks.
God, you have some attention span, man. I don't. I would.
I mean, so how many hours is that in total, Josh? All 3 of those movies?
Can you count them?
I'd say.
I lost track of the run times you mentioned.
129, 130, 160.
So
260.
Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Hold up, I'm trying to work it out. Return of the King is 4 hours and like 9 minutes or something ridiculous.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I give or take say about 9-10 hours.
If I was to do that, I would start like 9 o'clock in the morning.
I'd probably
it's gonna be at least 10 hours.
I'd start and then finish at like 9:30. I'd be like, bro, I got stuff to do. I can't.
Well, half of the movie is the length of a regular movie, so you have to watch like it's almost like watching
Two people. You have to watch about 8 people walking, like for like 3 hours. But I
Right.
loved Fellowship. I gave it a 5 out of 5. So
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm excited for Two Towers whenever I can muster up the courage to finish it.
11 hours. What?
Yeah.
God damn it! That is a Spain journey and back, isn't it? Right.
Wow. If I was to ever do that sitting, I would do a vlog of me watching all those.
Yeah, I want to do that. Yeah.
But I mean that is, as Radley says here, dedication. Yeah, absolutely. Our busy Aussie says, "Love Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Back in 2019, we took the family to New Zealand. We visited Hobbiton where they filmed the little houses, plus a view from there. Wow.
Hobbiton.
Yeah, I can imagine those are like very popular attractions to see in like if you go to New Zealand. Yeah, I would go see it if I was there as well. Yeah, that sounds awesome though. But 11 hours 22 minutes.
Also, quick tangent. Why do the hobbits look like that? Why have the hobbits look like they've just been blinding you? Like in 4K, the lights are like, it's like it's weird.
Really?
Yeah,
They
it's like
differently, didn't they?
it looks detailed, but especially the last one. The last one's just like,
really?
stop. Even with the TV all the way down. Yeah.
Wow.
It looks so white. Like it looks like they've upped the white balance more than they should.
So would you recommend the 4Ks or not?
Yeah, they're great looking, but at the same time, it's kind of like, stop blinding me, please. And a lot of it, especially in The Last Hobbit, is very out of focus. Like the cameras look like they're so out of focus, and it takes detail away. But The Last Hobbit's not great anyway, so it's
yeah. See, so for me, right? So I know, not too long ago, Zavi had like they called it like the entire Middle Earth collection.
Yeah, was it the £250 one? Was it the big
box?
It's
a crazy priced one, and I was like, oh, okay, like because like the box, like art of it and the set looks amazing, like how it opens up and everything looks incredible. So I was like, so I went on YouTube, I typed it in, being like Middle Earth collection review, see if anyone did an unboxing. And someone's done like an unboxing from like a couple of months ago or so. And basically, a lot of people has complained about that collection coming out because of all the footage they shot on these extended editions and then deleted scenes and stuff. They've added in like 2 extra deleted scenes or something like that in this full collection. So I was like, nah.
Priorities.
Well, I was just thinking, well, it's not really worth buying because if that's coming from a serious collector who loves Lord of the Rings more than I do, like they're going to know like what extras maybe should be in that full collection set. And if that's not in a full collection set, then I'm like, well, why should I go and buy it? It's obviously in a year's time they'll release like an extended full set with more stuff in it.
Yeah, I think this has a disc of like, does it? Wait, I think the special features are just on the regular 4K.
But from what I've heard in this full extent of this full collection set they're releasing, is all the extras you get on those 4Ks is there, plus like 2 extras like on top of the ones that's not being seen, and that's it.
Deleted scenes are probably like 20 minutes. Let's be honest. It is Lord of the Rings. But yeah, that's a bit naff, isn't it? Like 250 quid, and it's like not really getting much for that.
Yeah, I mean, Jason, you probably witnessed this as well. Like, in America, is when they're releasing in physical media, like a couple months later, they'll just release like another version of that same thing. And I just think that Lord of the Rings one, because Amazon's got the rights to it now, they're going to test the waters to see how many people buy this 200 box set, right? And then just release another one.
I got Blu-rays. That's good enough for me. I don't know.
Right. Because I can guarantee they're going to release a box set with all 6 movies, then the Rings of Power series as well.
Maybe.
Also, as well, about when Pro Physical said it took 11 hours 22, Radley asked him what time did he start, and he said 6 a.m.
That's my work schedule. I mean, I could watch all that in the time I'm at work.
I'm dead at that time. Like literally, I'm just like out for the count at that time.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I think what I'm going to do, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this up. I've got a couple of things to do tonight, and my eyes are going a bit funny at the moment. I've had a long day.
I know. I just did my live stream. Now I'm on this one. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I've had a long day. Catwoman killed me, so I need to go recover for a little while.
Right.
I guess I should go up and stare and see what my wife's doing. I haven't been up there in a while.
Yeah, well, Pro Visual saying he's heard bad things about it as well. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is after the stream, you will see the links to Josh's channel and Jason the Old Millennial's channel. Please go subscribe to them. Go show those guys some love. Just before we go, Jason, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about any videos you've got coming out on your channel?
I don't have any planned. I don't think of
any movie gauntlets or anything like that coming up.
I need to do some more movie gauntlets. I still got movies I haven't talked about yet that I've seen this year. Trying to get through all the movies. Doing my top 100 favorite albums. I'm ready for number 40 on that. Ranking all the Beatles songs. I'm ready for 93 on that one, I think. I mean, here's my notebook, and I just got ideas.
Wow.
I just write down stuff, and I'm like, I gotta do this. I gotta do. So I don't know.
Just have to wait and see.
Every day, it's I get new ideas, and we'll see.
Right. Yeah. Don't blame you, man. It's the same thing. But either way, please go subscribe to Jason. He's got a lot of great channels on there, and he's doing a great lot of movie gauntlets as well, catching up with all the movies he's seen and putting them into a big condensed video, basically. So, yeah, definitely go check out Jason. And then Josh, what have you got coming up?
I've got my Catwoman video, which is the reason I watched that mess. That will be coming out in the next couple of weeks. I've got a few short reviews to make during that time. Still got to do my Claro video and Phoebe Bridgers video. So I've got a few planned. It's just going to take a bit of time to get them done because I want to make them as good as possible.
Right.
But yeah, they'll be done in the next few weeks, I reckon. Or some of them will be done in the next couple of weeks.
Awesome. Yeah, so please go subscribe to Josh. He's been killing it with his blonde reviews. Don't Worry, Darling. Been doing really, really well. Both guys are really growing on their respective channels as well. So yeah, please go subscribe to him. I think Jason, you're close to 150.
136, I think.
Well, not too far off.
I'm about the same.
Day, and I'm 136, so I'm going down.
It'll go back up. Everyone on this sub right now on this channel, go sub to these guys. And Josh is getting closer to 150 as well. And just got a couple of things here to say. I'm really seeing great viewing. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'm busy seeing great stream. The last comment here, we've got Z. Are you doing Vlogtober? Or should I call it? We do shorts and vlogs. I'm not sure if I'll do vlogs and shorts. I'll probably do a vlog when I do like that cinema marathon from like 10 p.m. to like 3 in the morning. I'll probably do something like that. But just have to wait and see. I've got a couple of other reviews coming up in the week. Pro says sub to Jason, so yeah, very much. Please go to sub to Josh as well if you aren't as well. He says pretty sure I'm always sub to Josh.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know he is.
Great people in the chat too. Yeah, so it's been so great seeing everyone chatting in the chat as well. I didn't want to show every comment, but yeah, until next time that we'll see you later. So see you everyone.
Later.